Okay. Nope.
Oh, did it kick in?
Nope. Still ain't kicked in.
Oh boy, here we go. All right, yeah, you're right. It surely did not. Hmm, not sure what's going on with that. Let's
Mm.
see. Man, no idea, bro. Hold on one sec though. Let me do something.
Okay. There we go.
All right, you think we're live now? I hope we're
Yes, I'm
live
seeing
now.
it. I'm seeing it.
Okay, great. There we go. So, what would life be without a little bit of hiccup? You know what I mean? Hiccup or two. So
Yeah.
here we go. If you missed this part, let me kick that over again. All right. So welcome to the Revolutionary Storm, episode 26, with myself and the Stadia Revolution. Man, we have a whole lot to talk about today, as usual, y'all. And we want to say an hour and a half. We always say an hour and a half, and we end up going over. So if we go over, it is what it is because I think it's very necessary. But Red,
Very
man,
necessary.
what's going on? We had a little break, and I'm glad we did because it gives us time to refresh and like developing news to happen and things like that. But man, what's going on with you? How you feel today?
Oh, I'm feeling good, man. I had a lot of personal things that happened in between that time. So but all of it was good.
All
So
right,
I was really happy for a lot of different things that transpired. You
I hear
know,
that. I
and
hear that.
as far as like my gaming and stuff, man, look, I've been playing Steam World Dig 2 on my main account because I had not been playing it there because I
Uh
didn't
huh.
play I played it on my secondary account. It's under the same name, but it's just a non-founders account, and I was playing it on there because at the time I was sort of locked out of my Gmail account, and I had to work with Google to get access to that again.
Right.
And so in the meantime, going back and forth with it, they just gifted me another account, and I just used that and was claiming the games on there, and I claimed Steam World Dig 2, and I played it on there, finished it. So now I'm playing it on my main account, and I kind of blew through that game like so fast. I got to the point where you're gonna fight like the final boss and whatnot,
Uh huh.
and I'm like, dude, I ain't even did everything yet. So now I'm just going by exploring and finding secrets and stuff like that before I get into go to the final boss and fight, because I could do that after the final boss fight, but I don't want to do it, because there's other challenges that happen after that I want to focus on those things and not have to do much exploring and whatnot. I want to have everything done before I do those time trial and all that stuff because it's hard.
You know
It's
what?
real hard.
I hear you, man. Now, when it comes to like the games and all that stuff, Rev, what have you been playing other than Let me
Um,
see. Let me just anticipate what you might be playing. Wave Tail.
I played Waytail. I'm jumping back into it. I finished it, but I want to do some more exploring on that game, and I want to try to get all the achievements if I can. But I played that game; it's so awesome, and I really, really like the mechanics and all just everything about that game. The only thing I don't like about the game is the faces, that because it's all hand
Oh yeah,
drawn and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. Yep.
But other than that, I like the game. The game has just enough complexity that it gives you a little bit of a challenge, but it's still easy enough that you can just play it and have a good time with it.
I hear that, man. Well, I definitely got a nice. Well, I'll say about an hour or so. I think I might have been approaching a couple hours, maybe. But man, the game was just absolutely crazy. And then other games came out like the Juggernauts, man. You got Forza Horizon 5 and all that stuff,
Hmm.
Halo Infinite access to that, the multiplayer and all that stuff came out. Red. And
Hmm.
I was just enjoying it all, bro. I've been all over the place, just gaming everywhere, man. GeForce Now, Stadia, PC, of course, Series X. I even jumped over Series X for a little bit.
Yeah, I
Played
know.
certain games over there. I tried Xbox Cloud streaming on the Series X, and
Uh-huh.
that for me, man, they had to get that together because I'm having like this these scan lines or whatever that's ruining my image. Like they just go from top to bottom on my TV. So
Right,
but
right.
other than that, man, I would say that it's cool to see that. It's cool to see cloud gaming evolve in whatever way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, man,
Ironically enough, my son's been playing Halo Infinite multiplayer.
yeah,
you know, and he likes it. And we're opposites when it comes to he likes the multiplayer. I think he likes the campaign too, but I don't do the multiplayer things. I only play Halo. I've only ever played Halo for the campaign.
Right.
Once I'm done with the campaign, I don't need to jump into the multiplayer because I just never really got into this, deathmatch, last man standing, capture the flag thing. I tried them. It was like, yeah, it's fun, I guess, but it just wasn't my thing. I'm all about the story. I'm all about just going through, killing some grunts and dealing with whatever I need to deal with, and hitting the flood with the shotgun and stuff like that. So that's what I live for when it comes to Halo.
That was
You know.
amazing. That was amazing. Now that multiplayer is insane. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Now me, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like you. I used to play the campaign multiple times and all that stuff, and then go
Yeah.
through it on Legendary and all that. Rev, right? Play it
Yeah.
with friends, co-op style.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man, that multiplayer has been so much fun, man. Ranking up and just like sniping heads off and all that stuff. It never gets old. So it's good to see them keep that in true form. But what we want to jump over to right here is we're gonna shout out the PNTS network website and the family, y'all. You know
Yes,
how we
sir.
do. If you don't know, you do right now. All right.
My family.
So right here is a good look at the PNTS website. That is pntsnetwork.com. You can check us out, man. We got
Mm-hmm.
everybody featured out here dropping content on a regular basis. MM2K is moving in the process of moving right now. So, don't expect a whole overload of content from him, but real soon he'll be back. Um, Also, real quick though, you can see me down here, Red. Himself, Snow Bunny Gaming is on hiatus right now, doing her thing, life things and all that. And Jack has been happy dropping articles and just having fun with Stadia and the family and everything, the community, man. So this is a good place where you can see our latest content. Like I said, everything that we're on is here, right? Check us out. So,
Mm-hmm.
Red, we don't have a whole lot of time, bro,
Yeah.
to discuss what we had to talk about today,
Let's go.
man.
Let's
There's
go.
so
Let's
much.
go.
So we're gonna jump right into it. But first, let's see who else is in the building, man. Henry
Yes,
B is
sir.
up in here. Bulls
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Life
Yeah.
is in the
Yeah.
house. It's good to see you all, man. And we do know that. Shout out to Nerd Nest. Other shows go on
Jay Smith's
simultaneously
in the building too, yo.
and everything. Yeah, Jay Smith definitely. I shout out showed his first. But look, share this
Yes,
out
sir.
if you can. Retweet it, let people know we're live, whatever you have to do. Because we are back after a break. So
Mm-hmm. Let's
here's the
go.
next thing that we had to talk about, and that is this. Bang! Stadia
Mm-hmm.
community blog post. Okay. Now, Red, there's a whole lot that happens on the blog post. And you know,
Sometimes, yeah.
for this 2-year anniversary of Google Stadia, which is the theme for the day, we're going
Yes,
to be
sir.
covering a whole lot of ground, man. But when it comes to the blog post, and I do want to share that right about now. Hold on, get that up for y'all. Because there's much to discuss when it comes to the blog post right now. All right,
Right.
here it is. Bang. So as you all can see,
We're gonna get into this early.
man, we got to do it. We're just going to talk about, we're going to highlight this and then we'll go back to it after we get into the community stuff. But, the blog post right here, this is it, as we do in in the same format each show, y'all. We start out with the community blog. So right here, celebrating 2 years in the cloud, Stadia Founder Spotlight right here, y'all. And
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Stadia for what they do, man. The hard work that goes into all of this, each and every week, from the community managers on up, man, the social media managers and all that. Shout out to each one of you all the way up to the top. Because this right here is very informative. This is where the eyeballs, people come to stop and they put a lot of eyeballs on this. But
Mm-hmm.
right here, we might as well jump into this, Red, because I didn't make a banner for this one right here, but we got 9 to 5, y'all. 9 to 5.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that game. I was looking at that. It was interesting.
Yeah, and Hunting Simulator 2. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
I did a post about. I did a video about that.
okay.
About a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Which one are you most excited about out of the two?
9 to 5.
9 to 5. Same here.
Yeah, because but like, okay, where I am, hunting is like a big thing, and people
Uh-huh.
do. It's just everything is all about the outdoors stuff and all this other stuff. So for people like that, this game is like this game would be really good for them because
Mm-hmm.
it's like a premium game. It has like all the detail, uh, you know, outfits, guns by the big brands, and different types of animals and all kind of different stuff, and terrains and different places you're going to be around the world for hunting and stuff. So there's a lot of depth and detail into that went into this game, like the equipment that you use, everything. It's like it's literally a simulator of hunting for real. So it's like I said, it's a really really deep in depth game if you're into hunting like that.
Yeah.
But if you're not, it's gonna be like farming simulator. If you're really into that, that's great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not, it's kind of it could be fun. It can be fun, but it might not appeal to you. So it's kind of a hit or miss with that one.
Yeah. And I
But
definitely agree.
yeah, but 9 to 5 looks good as far as like a first person shooter. Now there is some downsides to that game too. Have you
Yeah,
heard
I heard
about that?
about I heard about the player base and all that stuff being a concern. It's the main
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, but it does have cross play, cross progression, all of that stuff. So hopefully, there'll be people to play. But even on the other platforms, there's not a lot of people playing. So we'll see how this works.
Yep.
But it does look interesting, and it's a 3v3v3 something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that'll be good for the community to play with and against each other. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt to check it out for sure. Now that one will be coming in December.
Plus it's free, so
Yeah, and it's free. That's another thing. That don't hurt anything. Free 99. Never hurt anybody, right?
shouts out to Kanye West.
Yes, that's right. So I do want to throw this out here, right? Where it says we've nearly hit more than 100 games that are riding on Stadia this year. All right. On the
Hmm.
Stadia store, find 200 plus titles now available, including Far Cry 6, Life is Strange, True
Right.
Colors Madden 22, Ark Survival Evolved, which all might be on sale right now, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Seems like every game in the library is on sale right now, but
Yeah.
man. So it says plus personal Stadia titles like Wavetail, Hello Engineer, and Young Souls. That's very interesting because Rev, let me stop sharing real quick because we've highlighted, man, the fact that there are some games that came to Stadia, whether that was via timed exclusivity or what, man.
Hmm.
Stadia has some exclusive games, and I don't have all these articles, y'all. There's so much. We cover them from show to show, and shout out to the community
Hmm.
members out there that do the same, put the same type of work in each and every week.
Exactly.
Man, if it's out there and you're looking for it, anything Stadia, you definitely want to check that out. All right.
Yeah.
So
Also, share this out, tweet this out, guys. Let's
that's
get let's
right.
get some let's get some eyeballs on this
Yeah,
show
because
because
it's
we
gonna get
because we
heated.
celebrate we celebrating 2 years of Stadia. So man, this is gonna be fun.
It's
This
gonna
is gonna
get
be fun.
Yeah, and it's gonna be real as always. This is the revolutionary storm. It's not anything else. So keep that in mind. For anybody that's brand
Hmm.
new to the channel, man, we give our honest takes on Stadia and everything related
Hmm.
to Stadia. That's what this whole show was designed for in the first place. So keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that we don't love the platform. We don't love what Stadia is doing in every area and all that stuff. But we have some gripes. We put it out there. We have some gripes. We put them out there for you all. You all do the same thing. That's what we're here for, right?
Hmm.
So I want to go to this right here, Rev. Let me go to these comments real quick to see who else joined us. Because always we're gonna be shouting out the people that do pop up in the building. All right, Torres, what's going on? Ron Slusher's in the house. What's up? So with that being said, let's move on to this next banner. This is what we're gonna be talking about, y'all. All right, the upcoming games. And shout out to Stadia Source for providing the list of games that you're about to see. Do check them out. Go over there, stadiasource.com for all things Stadia. All right.
Yeah.
Now, that
Yeah.
buy Premier Edition to play them on, we're going to be covering that as well. But let me pull this up, Rev. If you see anything or you're thinking about anything as I do this, share it, man.
Right. Yeah. You know what? I do have something I think I do want to add to the show, and I'm not sure if we're uh if we're discussing that through the
Okay.
topics, but um no, we are at the end. Sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry about it. Oh, trust me, we're going to get into the meaty parts of the whole thing. So,
Hmm.
but let me share this real quick. Um,
Yeah, Christopher Torres said
man,
9 to 5 is still in beta. Yeah, yeah. So hopefully we get we're getting that early access, so that's pretty cool.
Yep. And we're going to be going through, like I said, man, for everybody joining, I see y'all popping in. We appreciate your time this morning, stopping by and all that stuff. We have lined up what we think is one of our best shows. All right. Now you may not be able to
And
tell
that's
from
saying something because we do phenomenal stuff every
I
single time we on this.
I think so, Rev, and that's the authenticity and everything, man, that we try to shoot for, Rev.
I'm
We
trying to
we go
tell
at each
y'all.
yo. It might sound like we're going at each other's necks, but as you all see, 26 episodes later, me and Rev are still rocking. Now we might have some announcements for y'all in the coming weeks about the new season of the Revolutionary Storm and all that stuff, but we're gonna work some things out. So stay tuned. That's why you got to be here in order to know, right?
Yeah, I gotta drop a couple elbows on him to get him, to get him ready. So, we gonna do this. And like Macho Man, just
There's
drop it on
Red.
him.
There's a lot of lab work, to do, man. I got to get in the lab. You know me, I'm in the lab. I got to make sure I got everything right. So I get out here on this microphone and be able to deliver what I can to the people that's as realistic as possible, right? No
Of
BS.
course.
Now check this out. Stadia source right here, y'all. Your number one source for all things Stadia. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody in the whole damn community right now. Shout out to everybody involved.
Yeah. Let's before we get into this, let's take a second. Let's just take a second and say, for 2 years, this community has been up and down. It's been a roller coaster, but it's been so much fun. And shouts out to everybody that's down from day 1, that's down from day 2, that's down from day 257. Right. We're all, you're all important. So thank you for even just being a part of this. This is awesome.
That's
you
right.
guys rock. Let's go.
True. And we were going to do more of that at the end anyway.
We are
going to wait for people to get up in here first. You know what I'm saying? We're going to wait for people to get up in here. And then we have it lined up where we're going to be talking about the heaviest conversation pieces a little bit later on. So do get a cup of coffee, go use the bathroom, whatever you got to do. Just come back, tune in, listen,
all that stuff,
whatever you have to do, because we're going to keep it real today, as always. Here we go. So right here, as y'all can see, Stadia Premier Edition gets discounted for Black Friday, y'all. Stadia Anniversary right there for the Stadia Anniversary, y'all. What's the price on that, Red?
Deuce is wild. $22.22.
$22.22. At first, I was trying to read between the lines like, yo, 22. What's going to happen in 2022, right? But then I put it together. It just simply means 22222, I think, or 222.
All twos for the second anniversary.
For the second
and a little bit of foreshadowing for 2022. Let's go.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So what I want to focus on here, y'all, do check this site out, man. It's laid out right, real simple for you. All right, Jackbox, the Jackbox Party Pack 8 dropped on Stadia. I'm gonna tell you the first person I heard that, the first person that highlighted this game that made me aware of it was your boy Twiz, man. Shout out to your boy Twiz. He's still out there making content, man. But I seen him on the Jackbox Party games or whatever. Man. And I was like, what the hell is this, man? And I'm still like, what the hell is this? I still have to figure it out, but I know it's a party game. I do want to see people playing it and having a good time on it like they did with so many other games that came to Stadia. I want to see that. So as you all see, man, everything's laid out right here. So check this site out. But we want to go down to some of the upcoming games right here. Farming Simulator 22 is still yet to launch. We covered this Hunting Simulator 2. Chorus is coming. That's one I'm looking forward to.
Chorus is going to be huge.
All right, 9 to 5 we just covered. Monopoly Madness.
That game I'm so looking forward to. A battle royale type of Monopoly, a battle royale Monopoly game.
Right.
That.
Hey,
just shut up and take my money.
Hey, look, man.
It's gonna be fast paced. It's gonna be all, dude.
We were supposed to be playing that. We were at one point we were trying to be ambitious and have like community streams and all that stuff, my man. But they fell off. The ideas just went through the cracks for some reason, man. I blame it on Red.
Yep, it's all my fault. We still got time though.
All right, so look, Rainbow Six Extraction, January, kicking off the year just like Hitman 3 did last year, Red.
Yes, sir.
Rainbow Six Extraction. Formerly known as, what was the name of it before? Something about the damn, like a pandemic related thing. What was it? Oh, what was it? Rainbow Six? Quarantine. It was Quarantine. Yeah, it was Quarantine before, and they changed the name up on
Wait. Slow down. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, it was. It was Rainbow Six Quarantine, and they changed the title.
So they changed the name
because the pandemic came after they named it. That's crazy, right? But these Tom Clancy games, y'all, these Rainbow,
Ubisoft, because that was like February last year or something, something, right?
Yeah, boy.
Because I was wondering like what happened with Quarantine because I hadn't heard hide nor hair of that game.
Yes, sir. That's what happened, right?
So they changed it. So they changed the name to Extraction. See, I'm so out of the loop with that.
They mixed it up. And so I guess it's because the the pandemic hit and they were like, nah, we can't do this right now. We can't. While people are quarantining right now and all that stuff, we can't do that. I'm assuming.
Oh
So
wow.
those are some of the games
Awesome.
to get excited about amongst others, and all the other surprises that may be coming up throughout the year. All
Yeah.
right.
They said they're
But
gonna be
again,
adding more content to things and stuff. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot coming up.
yes, sir. But check out stadiasource.com one more time, y'all. So
Yeah.
next, we're going to highlight some more of this chat. I got to catch y'all while you're live right now, while you're
Mm-hmm.
here. Want to give people their flowers and everything, man. Stadia Pro Gaming has been showing up, checking out my content, man. I appreciate them. Stay tuned. You know, there
We're
might be
checking out
something
this
special
content
going on.
too. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
here.
man.
Chop liver action.
And then we got KBJ is in the house.
In
All
here.
right. You
Yep,
know,
in here.
most definitely. Randy B is in the house. The boy Chris, best moderator of all times. I don't care what anybody says. You know what I mean? That's your boy Chris right there. All right,
Yeah.
now, people, we're gonna keep on moving. Rev, if you see anything in the chat, stop me at any time. You know how we do things, man. But we're gonna keep moving because the hot stuff is coming up. Now,
Yeah.
that premiere edition at $22.22 US. Why is that?
It's
Why
22,
is it?
22 in euros too.
Yeah. So why? Right. So why is this? You know,
Or
why is this
British
important?
pounds, I think.
Why is this important, Rev? I keep hearing people talking about, yo, Stadia's desperate, man. They're giving this thing away. And I have
Man,
said before,
they've been giving them away all year.
it's their product. They can get them on the low. They can develop them, whatever they manufacture, whatever they need to do. It's theirs. They can sell them things. They can give them away like hotcakes anytime they
Man,
want.
this is the thing people don't understand about that. Stadia, Google can set whatever price they want to for that thing.
Right.
You know, if they decide they want to give you a free controller, they could just do that. Why? Because they make them, you know, and that's the only thing they make, except for the Chromecast Ultra, which served a function before Stadia even existed, you know. So they have a surplus of those things. You know, they're just trying to. That's why I don't sell them individually anymore. They're just trying to get rid of them for for these premiere editions. But they could give it to you for free. They could give it to you for $10 if they want to. They could sell it to you for $129, which is what I paid for it.
Me too.
My founders edition, you know. But they could do that. They could do that because that's the only overhead they got when it comes to as far as like physical hardware. That's the only physical thing that they actually really produce when it comes to this thing. So whatever price they set for it is there. It's not a sign of desperation. It's a sign of, hey, we can make this happen and we can get this into the hands of more people through free promotions, which they have going on right now. With if you buy a game for what $29.99 and above, you can get a free premiere edition, which before that you had to buy a game at $59.99.
Right.
In the last promotion, the previous promotion, where you get a free premiere edition. And then if you just want to buy it straight out, hey, it's on sale for this particular time, and you can get it for $22.22. I mean, they're giving you so many ways to get it either for free or for cheap. That it's like, dude, why aren't you trying it? Like, seriously. Even if you try and you don't like it, why aren't you giving it a shot? Because look, I thought $130, when I bought my when I pre-ordered my Founders Edition, I thought that was a steal. Literally, I thought that was a steal. That was the main deciding factor why I got into Stadia, because I listened to everything that they said it was going to be able to do, and my thought was this thing was going to be like $300-$400 that they was going to charge you for this stuff. And then I searched and dug, and I went on the website and I said, wait, just $129? That's it? That's it? And I'm looking for like this box that you're gonna have to stream it from and stuff like that. There was no box, there was no nothing. It was just a controller and a Chromecast Ultra that they showed you. And I'm like, that's all the hardware? That's it?
That's it.
How does this thing go work?
Right.
And I'm like, come on, man. There's got to be some other charge down the line for this thing. It was like, no, it's just $129. I was like, are you serious right now? I was so in. And that was at $130. Now we talking about $23 after taxes and stuff like that, $24 after tax. Are you serious? There is no excuse not to give the thing a try. And then if you just buy a game for $30, you get the thing for free anyway. Why not?
Hey, look, for me, it was like, yo, 4K up to 4K 60. Is that what I'm
Yeah.
hearing right now? Take this
Mm-hmm.
money. 130, take
Uh-huh.
that. What else do you need? Do y'all? I was at that point, I was willing to get him an extra $20 for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, goodwill, just take this $20, man. Help grow this platform. You know what I mean? At least
Mm-hmm.
at least you might be able to put it toward something like a free game for somebody, a GPU or something for me to, in the future. Something, man. That's how remarkable that value was to me when I saw 129. So I thought that was a good price point for what you were getting and all that stuff, man. I was able to play music
Man,
through that Chromecast Ultra device and all kinds of other things that I was using it for, other than just Stadia gaming. And I thought it was
right.
cool, man. But me, ooh, the fact that I could play it on my desktop and all that stuff, Red, was just like, what? But anyway,
Yeah.
forget all that, man. We're gonna move
Mm-hmm.
on to the next topic, and that is a little thing, something about this community over here. Since day one, man, we've been talking about the community, Rev, and we've been keeping it real. When it comes to
Mm-hmm.
this community, we've been pouring out love. We've been showing love. We've been putting out some of the downsides and everything like that
Yeah.
since day one.
Yeah.
That has not changed. But I tell you what also hasn't changed, and that's just a genuine love and respect that some of us have for this platform. Now,
Facts.
with that being said, I'm sure that across the board, Stadia is not perfect. But I've been saying this.
Of
It
course
doesn't have
not.
to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect yet.
No,
And I've
no
been learning
system
that.
is ever.
Right. And I've been learning that a whole lot. And you're going to hear me say later on when we have the tough topics, the tough conversation happens and all that
Well,
stuff, man.
maybe one was perfect.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe one was not in mm, I don't know.
I'm just saying. So
Mm,
nothing's perfect
nah.
right now when you look at it, especially in gaming, man. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, so it is what it is. You got broken games being released on all platforms. You got platforms lying to people and all this stuff, man. So I mean, I feel like I can't beat up on Stadia, and I do. Let me tell you something. If I have something to say, I say it when it comes to this platform and all the rest, right? So I just want
40
to say
game
that,
Stadia
man,
Pro.
when we go into that's right when we go into this community, but there's so many members out here, man, so many friendships and and everything that was formed, so many people that came and left, but
Mm-hmm.
genuinely stood up for great causes when it comes to this community. And and
Man.
it's just, and there was some negativity, Rev, and there was some good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like family, man. I keep saying community and family are
Yeah.
synonymous. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
gonna have issues, bro. You're not gonna like everybody in your family. You're gonna have problems. People are gonna stab you in the back. All these things are going to happen. But at the end of the day, overall, when it comes down to the real come down, which is showing the world what Stadia can do, letting people know who are against the fence that it's okay to jump in, things like that, I'm always going to be for that. What's up with
Yeah.
you, though? And then we'll get into some of the highlights.
Yeah. Look, as far as like game is concerned, like the I'll put it like this: the biggest community that I was ever a part of was the Xbox community when Xbox first started,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was a really good community. I thought a lot of people were really enthusiastic about the platform, about the new console and how and finding out little things you could do with it and stuff like that, and just seeing and talk about what was next for it and stuff like that. And yeah, there was some toxicity in there too. But
Right.
the thing that I always noticed about that community is like I had came over from playing on PlayStation and the Dreamcast and the GameCube and stuff like that. So when I got involved in the Xbox community, I saw a lot of people, from the Sony community and the PlayStation community punching down, on the Xbox community, and that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth when it came to the PlayStation and stuff like that, because it just when I was in line, I was like in the market to get a PS2, and then I heard about the Dreamcast and I heard about the Xbox, later, and I just decided I was going to wait it out and get the Xbox,
Right.
and I was happy with that decision. And then, like I said, going online into the Xbox forums, which was like, if you were around during that time, man, you got into the Xbox forums. It was a free for all, and Major Nelson and all those guys were really, doing their best to keep things going. But it was just so big and so diverse. It was awesome, But there was conflicts and things that happen, and it happens in every community. So coming into the Stadia community, it was different. It was so different. It was like a lot of people really were happy about this this new option to play video games on, right?
Yeah.
And the technology behind it, what you're going to be able to do, the just cloud gaming in general and stuff like that. And everybody came into it from their own different historic, gaming histories and whatever. So I was just really seeing, I just really want to see how this was gonna, play out with the community and stuff. And I had some really good experiences. I had some bad experiences, and I had, a lot of things happen. We'll talk about that. We talk about that all the time on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, this has been probably the best community I've ever been a part of as far as gaming is concerned. And I would not want to be in any other gaming community than this one right here.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I was in, and again, toxicity. And I don't even like using these words that somebody
I don't
came
either.
up with because they were mad about something or they didn't understand something, like an argument or a fight or trash talking and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
man, I came from the Xbox side of town and all that stuff, PlayStation before Stadia and all that, PC.
Mhm.
And hey, look, toxicity is nowhere near as strong as it
Right.
was on those platforms, man. You talking about going back
Facts.
over 25 years of gaming or something like
Hmm.
that? Yo, I've seen a lot for sure. But here's the deal today, though, man. We're here to highlight all the great things, and then we're going to talk about some concerns that we have at the same time. But listen,
Yeah.
the Stadia community, right? This guy right here that I'm about to pull up, y'all might know who it is already before I even get to it. But we're talking about none other than this guy, John Scar, man. This dude right here is always, since he's come to the community, him, Jack Deslip, and so many others, man.
Yeah.
MM2K, Clive, so many other people, man, that's out
Hmm.
here. I'm talking about heavily just promoting like positivity. We're part of that, Rev. We're part
Yeah.
of that whole drive. We want to see positive things happen, but at the same time, you can't you can't come out here and just always say this is Kansas and Toto is here, and you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. It's not going to be like that every day. You're going to
It's
have some
not.
challenges. You're going to have some people from the outside that don't understand it and just the flat out haters. You're going to have the naysayers dropping their
Hmm.
articles and their videos and all that stuff each
Hmm.
and every week.
Yep.
It's going to happen every week, but what that can't stop is this right here, for example. So as you see on the screen, this right here was something that, the community got together and Scar was at the helm. I'll tell you, John was at the helm of this thing right here, just like he was with him and Jack and others with the Summer Community Championship. And I
Right.
heard some rumblings about the Winter Community Championship that's on the way, man. It's just, Stadia Super Saturday, back when Duncan and all of them was doing their thing. Man, it's just so many things we could think of that you can't forget. You can't
Hmm.
overlook those things because they were great for the platform. And we're going to talk about what that means a little bit too, and
Right.
what Stadia might want to pay attention to if they listen, like they say. But this right here was a glorious event, y'all. It says we as a global community, and he should have put that in all caps, global, because you're talking about people from all over the planet.
Yes,
Now I
sir.
know that the whole
In those 22 countries.
yeah, that misconception is nobody plays or 6 people stay, however many people play on stage. I haven't seen a number in a while, so that's a good thing. I
Well,
haven't seen them really
the
putting it
last
out there.
number I heard was 7.
Right.
I think the max I think was about 12.
12 people on Stadia.
I think.
When
Yeah.
you have like 50 to 100 people that's come through here making content, that's easy to find. Easily
Facts.
now, that's at the minimal level, right? Now look, but
Hmm.
when you come here, you check this out. Do follow John Scar, man, for any kind of giveaways and updates on Stadia community events. He's probably gonna have his hands in it.
Yes,
But
sir.
Stadia versary, hashtag Stadia versary. That's what you want to focus on. We've already talked about Stadia 100, and you know what Stadia is by now.
Hmm.
But Stadia versary, click on this, for example, and what do you see at the very top, man? The homie, I don't want y'all to focus over here about Nikki Bella's birthday, right? We're focused over here. All right. Happy birthday, Nikki Bella. But listen, Chariot Man Gaming
that would be
CMG.
Brie Bella's birthday too. Then why did they
I,
exclude her twin sister out? That don't make no
I don't know.
sense.
We just talked about Halo Infinite multiplayer. That's over there. Tiger
Twitter.
Woods, y'all. Hey, check it
Twitter.
out. Twitter. You can only find it right here. So look. Chariot Man Gaming, CMG, new video alert right at the top, y'all. And when Chariot makes a video, y'all know what it is. Now I'm just gonna scroll through.
Share's videos be wild, man.
Yeah, you're gonna see you're gonna see some content creators and community members that you know. Scooterama will be highlighting this right here a little bit later on. but you're going to see some people that you may not have seen ever. And they just came
Mm-hmm.
out of the woodworks. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
just
that's the
came out
thing
of the
that surprised
woodwork
me too.
when this event kicked off, man. And I think Stadia was caught off guard, and we'll see a kind of like glimpses of that too out there. But follow
Yes,
Google
sir.
Stadia on Twitter. Follow them on Twitter, not because I'm telling you to or because I'm a Stadia fanboy or anything like that. It's because you're going to be informed on the latest happenings on social media. Sometimes things get
Mm-hmm.
said on Twitter that doesn't come to other platforms until later on that day or that week or whatever. So check them out. And listen, so let me just go through some of these names, Red. Global Geek. You know what I mean? All the Stadia Hub right here. That's going to be
Yeah.
kicking off something in the future. Megatron X, you already know her. You know,
Yeah.
E at Stoke for Good. You know, E's been around for a while, but I'm just gonna tell you, Red. There's
On the
Inled.
wait, before you get too deep into this,
Go ahead.
let's just give like Stadia their flowers for all the infographics that they came up with.
Oh
You
man.
know, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, and then some of the other publishers had their own own images and stuff like that. But
Uh-huh.
the amount of infographics that they put out to just really show what was going on with the platform in the last year, that was some interesting stuff, man. I was like really happy for that. Like that one right there, it's just like, wow, they really put some effort into it this time.
Right.
Because last year they didn't really put a whole lot of effort into the 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think which was a bigger celebration. It should have been a bigger celebration, a big milestone for me.
Yep.
Now we got that famous iconic wall with Grace in front of it instead of Phil Harrison. I mean,
Right.
like that wall with the S logo is just is iconic now. That's it.
Man, shout out to the homie Grace Yang, man. I don't have anything bad to say. You know what I mean about Grace. I mean, I can't think of a better community manager, man. Shout out to Grace. I'm sure she was
Uh-huh.
overwhelmed yesterday. I mean, on the 19th or
Did you
whatever.
listen to did you watch the get in on the space? I did.
Nah, I didn't get in on the space. I was at work doing a lot of this
Oh,
stuff
okay.
that when it happened. Like, that's why you see me liking stuff right now, man. I haven't had time to go back and see everything, y'all. But man,
Mm-hmm.
look, there was so much that took place, and it's just a glimpse of it, man. We had to show this because see, your publications, your favorite websites, your favorite big YouTubers, and all that stuff. They're not going to show you these things, right?
Matter
They're
of
just going to
fact,
bash Stadia for no reason. See, me, again, I'm going to give you my concerns. I'm going to give you my gripes. But I'm not going to bash Stadia. You're not going to see me out in public bashing Stadia unless I really feel like there's a need to. Then I might do that. But you don't have to. Look, Blind Taco Bear, man, so many people I have never, ever heard of that
ever.
stop by to show love. These, I would assume they're Stadians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just a good thing to see, Rad. Some people, Eric Lugo, shout out to Eric Lugo, free premiere, man. It's just so much. So this is where some of the action happens when people are like, yo, nobody's on Stadia, people are not talking about it, Stadia's dying, all this stuff that we talk about to try to assure you all that's not happening. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is where you could come, man. You can see what really goes down. This is just one place. Reddit, you have the blog post that we said, man. There's so many other places, Red. But look, these right here are just some of the people, Brian Chappelle, man, so many people, man, some publishers and developers and all that stuff just showing love to the cause, man. I like this one right here from Princessology, aka Shaka, right? She was ready to take on the world, and I'm sure she did a great job, man. Sure, she did a great job because there was a lot of notifications going off on the 19th. For sure. But what else?
Yeah.
What else do you want to add to this as I scroll through just to see if I can get people's names and lights or
I mean,
whatever?
but just look at that. See, the thing is, it wasn't just the celebration of it from Stadia. We appreciate them doing that,
Right.
And I like the change of the Twitter logo. That was
Uh-huh.
pretty cool. I noticed that they did that.
Oh man, I didn't even notice until now. Thank you, Red.
You know,
Thank you.
but I think it was more so from the community itself that
Mm-hmm.
really just put a bunch of different things together. Like I said, that thank you video. I was supposed to do something for that, but I just lost track of time and couldn't get my video done. So, but to see everybody that did participate in that, awesome. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You see, look, go scroll back up to that. Scroll back
Oh,
up to
okay,
that.
right here.
They're missing a Just Black, man. You
Oh
gotta get that
man.
Just Black. You gotta complete the set.
I don't have all the controls. And see, the thing is, I was going to do a quiz. We were going to do a quiz, but we may not have time for the fun quiz and all that stuff at the end, man.
Yeah.
But, things like the Wasabi controller and all that, this is an iconic controller. I don't know if they meant for it to be, but it is iconic. Actually,
That
I feel like
that
I'm not even a
green is
real Stadium unless I have one, and I don't have one.
that green is just that lime green color is just so you
Yeah,
know. I
yeah,
mean, you
man.
remember because earlier this year they did a poll. They did a poll about this. They said, tell us your favorite controller and why it's wasabi. I
Yeah,
mean, because they know that controller was just bomb, man. Like like if you can see in my background, I got you know the well, you probably can't say it, but back there, I got them hanging. I got all four of them hanging. If you ain't a real statement if you don't have all four. I'm playing. Don't listen to
mm-hmm.
me. But
Yeah,
I'm a completionist. I have to do it. So if I get one, I get two. It's like okay, now I got to get the set. If the set is like within range of me to do so,
right.
dude, I'm doing it. I got to. And so now I just choose whichever controller I want. Don't want to use my Premier Edition controller. Don't want to use my Wasabi, Just Black, or do want to do the Founder thing, and they all still work perfectly. So
I mean, Rev, I can keep on going, man. See, and
but
see,
look
like
at
I
the
always
love,
tell people,
man.
it's easy to hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I don't have to know everybody. I don't even have to like anybody, right? But
Right.
if you're a Stadium, I'm a Stadium, and it's easy. Show some love, man. Show
That
some
was the thing
support.
that I was really happy about, though. Aside from everything else, just seeing all these different people that we never even seen before,
Never.
come out giving it some love. I mean, because on Twitter, it's just hard to get that, from except for the people that we know, we deal with all the time. But seeing all of these people, that just came out the woodworks and just said, hey, look, man, 2 years, that's what's up. Seeing all the publishers coming out saying, hey, we're down, we're really here for you, and come celebrate with us, play this game on da 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 da. I mean, that was just amazing. That was awesome. So now, I mean, I know we're gonna do something for 3 year, but the thing I'm looking forward to now,
Shout out to the Gaming Advocate. What's up? Go ahead.
5. I'm looking forward to the 5 year. That's the
5.
one. That's the milestone I'm looking forward to now.
Well,
Now
let's
we
get
got
into why. Let's get into why,
I know
Rev. Go ahead.
we got 3 and 4 to get to, yes, but 5 is like, one of those major milestones,
Mm-hmm.
because in general in gaming, a lot of consoles don't last but 1, 2, 3 years. There's
Right.
people don't realize, well, some people do. I can't say, but in general, most people don't realize that they're even with Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo running the yard basically, right? For 120 and 30 something odd years, right?
Yeah.
There's been so many other companies that have launched consoles that just never made it, and they
Mm.
never had a follow-up. They never had a anything. Like Sega was in there, and they were making consoles, and their last console, the Dreamcast, was awesome.
Right.
It was awesome. There was nothing wrong with that thing. I love that Dreamcast, right? But they bowed out and they started doing content, just doing their software, which is fine, right? But they're still doing that to this day. And you got to appreciate the fact that they're still in the business, right?
Yep.
Atari just put out another console, right? After how many years, right? And television put out another console after what, 30 something odd years, 30, 35 or some odd.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but in between all of that time, right? In between all that time, there were so many other console projects that launched that just never got there. So to get to the 5 year mark for Stadia in this cloud gaming space, right? That would be a huge milestone for the platform going forward, because that lends credibility to its viability, right?
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that.
All right, so look, man, the list goes on. I promise y'all, man. Stadia friends, man. So many people in the building. Like I said, some you recognize, some you don't. Now, look,
And
that right there was a
let's
hell of a time. Hell of a time. I
uh-huh.
think Stadia got caught off guard with that one. But what they should see right here is that there's a lot of community love. A lot of community love for this platform. And see, when there's a little bit of angst at times, when there's a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
uncertainty, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I hope that they're listening to feedback, honestly listening to this feedback, not just taking it in and then giving a canned response or whatever. I really truly hope that they're listening to some of the things that we have to say, because this right here could grow exponentially. Now I know we're gonna talk about a little bit of stats coming up soon, but that Stadia dropped or whatever. But man, look, it's just so much. It was that was crazy to see. So Red, we're gonna stop right there, right? For everybody else, if
Mm-hmm.
you was hoping to see your names and lights, I'm sorry, I apologize, man, but we got
Mm-hmm.
to move on because, whoo, I don't know what else to say, man. But I tell you what I can say. Ray Shiraz in the house. He's on everything. He plays
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. He drops Stadia 100. He drops Team Stadia. He drops Stadia. He drops whatever. It don't matter, man. Luna, GeForce, now whatever. Ray,
No.
I
Right.
appreciate you. That's all I can say, man. Jinx is up in the building. All right. Let me see if I missed anybody else because we're gonna keep on going. Vic is up in here. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? My man I can't see, aka Charles Oren, Dustin. That's my homie. Is up in the building. Sean L is up in here. We appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. Now, y'all see how we do this over here. Cloud Validation has been stopping by. I'm telling y'all right now. Remember the people that show me the most love. It's easy for me to do the same thing. Believe me. All right. So, Red, it's just
Yes,
it's just
sir.
good. It's good to see. And y'all, you see how easy we highlighted all that? We just went through Twitter real
Mm-hmm.
quick, the Twitter feed, and gave people a real-time glimpse of what we're talking about most of the time when we come out here and
Yeah.
say, hey, you got to think about this. Keep this into account about Stadia. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna see me on GeForce now. You're gonna see me on Luna, XCloud, everything else. I'm gonna play everything because I'm a gamer.
Yes, sir.
I'm not truly the definition of a true Stadian. Well,
Yeah, you are.
am I?
Hey,
Because I
hey, hey.
play everywhere, Red.
Let me ask you a question.
Can I even be a Stadian,
We
bro?
we gonna settle this right now. We gonna settle this. So
Go ahead.
everybody that's questioning whether he's a true Stadian or not, we gonna settle this. Let me ask you one simple
Am I a
question.
Stadian?
I'm gonna ask you one simple question. You
Go
ready?
ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Do you play video games on Google Stadia?
I play video games on Google Stadia. Yes.
Then you're a Stadian. That's it.
It's that simple.
That's it.
Wow.
No other requirements no other requirements needed.
What if you leave Stadia and come back and play games on Stadia?
Still the Stadian.
Oh, wow. Man, you don't get this level of authenticity anywhere else. That's why we do the Revolutionary Storm every Sunday,
Because you
y'all.
know why? You know why? Let's say you have like an Xbox and a PlayStation,
Yeah.
and you play one game on the PlayStation, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you play like, oh, I got this other game on the Xbox, and you play it there. Does that invalidate your gaming on the PlayStation?
Man, I think
No,
so. I mean,
no,
I'm looking
it
at
don't.
comments. My bad. It doesn't. It doesn't. My bad. I'm looking at
It
these
don't.
comments now.
It don't. Because you know why? Because game how you want a game, yo.
Right.
That's it.
Game how you want to game. You know who else said that, Red?
Well said, there.
Google Stadia. We'll highlight that later in the show.
Oh,
Um,
I thought it was just me.
no, it wasn't just you. I promise, man. Hey, look, y'all. I'm excited right now. I'm looking at your comments and stuff. I'm reading things. We have so many banners still to click on, man. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
so much going on. I'm gonna be all over the place with these comments today because y'all, we're gamers in here, man. This is what it's about. We could be anywhere else in the world right now, but we're here listening to and talking about Google Stadia. So let's just keep on. Let's keep the party going.
Man,
All
we
right.
celebrating 2 years, yo. I'm trying to
2
tell
years.
y'all. Look. Before we move on to the next thing, because this
Go
is
ahead.
important. But Stadia was only supposed to last 6 months, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And now we just surpassed the fourth set of 6 months.
Yep.
So I heard earlier this year that we got a new four set of 6 months. So another 2 years, so Stadia is supposed to die. So that's why the 5 year is important to me, because I heard somewhere that Stadia was going to be dead in 2 more
It
years.
was supposed to be dead already.
It was supposed to be dead now at the 2 year mark at one point, but it's so we got 2 extra years. We got a 2 year extension on the Stadia death date. So, I mean, speaking of which, remember the website? Remember the website that was counting down to the Stadia death date?
Oh yeah, man. What happened to it?
You know what happened with that. Stadia's still here. That website ain't.
I hear you.
Oh
Look,
God,
I do remember
that's
that
the thing
site,
we have to
man.
deal with.
Killed by Google and all this stuff, all that, man. It was crazy, Red. But we've been
Yeah, that
around
Twitter
for a minute.
account's not here no more either.
Yeah, we've been around for a minute, man. But let me jump into this right
People
here
don't
because
remember that stuff.
yo, we want to save some free conversation for y'all for later, man, to give y'all
Uh-huh.
takes on the experiences that you had and all that stuff later on in the show, man. But look, we're gonna have fun. I'm sorry if we go overtime, we just go overtime. I know it's football
Mhm.
Sunday and everything, but we got to do what we do. So here we go. Let's go right here. Was it? Is it? Did I share it? No, I didn't share it yet. All right, here we go, y'all. Bang. So right here, Stadia came out, and the first thing I saw them say was this, right?
Mhm.
1,733 likes. You know, some people feel like it could be more. Some people might imagine that would be less, like 33 likes, 3 likes, or whatever the
Mhm.
case is. But people are
Yeah.
paying attention, man. I don't know if y'all noticed these followers right here. 200 over 256K. That's more than GFN. I think that's more than Luna and all these. And it's not to even start like a cloud gaming war, but I'm just saying
It's not.
realistically, people out here saying they don't know about Stadia. They
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what is Stadia. I never heard of it in my
And
life.
that's
Man.
that's to be expected though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That's to be expected. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new thing to the market still. So there's gonna be a discovery period.
Yeah,
And man, let me tell you, these people that's just jumping on right now, and welcome to those people. They weren't there for the day one, right? So they didn't go through the growing pains.
yeah,
They're gonna have their own set of growing pains,
yeah.
but they weren't there for all of the previous ones, which is fine,
Mm-hmm.
because we welcome everybody that comes in, but you just gotta know, man, we've been through some stuff, man. We've been through we're battle hardened now. you know,
Right.
we've been combating we've been combating news outlets, journalists,
Oh
YouTubers, like
man,
because
community members. You
one person
know.
was saying this it's amazing how a lot of the big YouTubers don't talk about Stadia no more. Yeah, because I mean, we have people spreading misinformation, lies, still doing that to this day, but it's a lot less than what it was. Why? Because this community was tough on, hey, get the information right
Mm-hmm.
and put the right information out there. Now, if you have a negative perception of it, that's fine, but at least put the correct information out there. And we was telling them, hey, this is not correct. This is how this works. You know, we caught a lot of flack for that, but the effort was either you put the correct information out there or just don't. Just don't put anything out. So now people are taking a step back, and now you're seeing a lot more um pro-ish Stadia articles and stuff, and you're seeing
Yeah.
a lot less anti-Stadia articles. They still pop up every now and again, but you know, even if it's just down the middle, that's fine. But just at least put the correct information. That's why this community is so important.
Hey, Rab, check this out, Rab.
Yes, sir.
This is why this is so important, man. Y'all sleep on this. Now, see, community members, I'm calling out everybody. Christopher Torres first. He already know I'm putting the blame on him because it's
Uh-huh.
easy to do. You know what I mean? Torres, and he can't find me. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? I just put the blame on Torres every time I get. But here's the deal, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All of you in the chat, shame on you. All of you who might listen to this in the future, shame on you too. Because anytime we see these right here, anytime we see a tweet like this, we should be putting a like on it and retweeting that bad boy because it says right here, congrats. When will you be launching in India? Now, remember how all these content creators, including us, we talk about Stadia's presence in India, how India seems to be clamoring for Google
Mm-hmm.
Stadia. Oh my, yo, Red,
Mm-hmm.
Brazil, India, all that, right? This
Places
is
places with huge populations.
huge. That's ready for
There's a
cloud
billion
gaming.
people in India.
Who cannot get access to consoles, who may not be able to afford consoles and stuff, man, but they could stream, they could use a VPN or whatever they got to do to play some Stadia. But here's the deal, man. I'm seeing this more and more and more, right? Imagine now if Stadia's focus is going to be on anything, and we're going to talk about that later in the show, but if it's going to be on anything going forward in 2022 and beyond, here's one of them right here, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
And there
big
and,
one.
there, and there's somewhat laying the groundwork for that. Google is
Mm-hmm.
currently,
And
if you've
they're
been paying attention to a lot of the news.
right. And they're always taking things as feedback, right? We're going to talk about this too. Like I told y'all, it's going to be a real show. It's going to be a celebration, but it's going to be eye-opening at the same time. So just to throw that in, they're focusing on all the stadiums, right? Which is great to see, man, because I remember when the community was first formed, Rev, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, even yourself,
Yeah.
was like, come on, Stadia, y'all don't see us out here. We putting these hours in.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of them. You were one of them.
I don't get the
MM2K and
credit for
others.
that though.
Yeah, I know you
Yeah, I
don't,
never do.
but a lot of people, you're right. All right. So a lot of people since then, Rev, have been feeling that way. Some of them flat out jumped ship, but that's a whole nother conversation, man. But what I'm saying here is, it feels good. It felt good to see that the first thing I saw was Stadia, like praising and paying respect to the community, because the real Stadians are out here. We're pushing the platform. You know what I'm saying? We got content, hours and hours and hours of content, hours of gameplay, hours of experiences that we could share to all of these people out here.
Yes, sir.
In the gaming universe.
Yes, sir.
Yo, we're putting it out there. Even if it's not
Mhm.
always peaches and cream, man. We're
Yep.
putting it out there. We're sharing our experiences with other people out there who I'm sure have joined the platform because of some of us. Now, with that being said, we're going to go into the conversation that's coming up next, and then we're going to keep on moving, and it is what it is. But Stadia, we appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do. We pay that $9.99 gladly every month for
Which we
access
don't
to,
even have to do that.
which we don't have to do because we could go free 99. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
But, when it comes to some of the gripes, please keep an eye open and an ear open for these gripes, because they could only help the platform. And we've been saying this, some of us been saying this since it's been a while, put it like that. Now, with that being said, Red, what are your thoughts on that? And then I'm gonna pull up the next thing, and we have to go into it.
Like I say, it's all feedback, but you have to just be able to recognize what feedback is and what just incessant hating is, and just bashing and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that participate on the latter side as opposed to the former. You'd like to see, people, if they have a legit concern, express it.
Right.
We want people to do that, right? But it's like, okay, if we can address that concern with, because that concern is based off misinformation, then we can give you the correct information. Update your settings. You know what I'm saying? In your head. Update your settings in your head where now you have the correct information. Now you could go on with the correct information. Don't just go back to the same stuff that you already thought when we just showed you how that information is incorrect, right? So, that's the only thing. And like I said, when it comes to the journalists, when it comes to all the other people, we have just done a diligent job. Some people a little bit more extreme than others, but we've done a diligent job of just at the very least, giving the correct information and asking them to put that out there. Some people do update their articles, some people don't. And that's for their own reasons why.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm all over the place with
Oh
these
yeah,
comments.
I was hoping that you would highlight this one. I'm sorry, Storm. I'm sorry, I did.
No, go ahead. No, do
your
thing. I told you, pick them out. Interrupt for this one now, because we want to pay attention to the people for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, that whole Google graveyard thing was like really was real. Like, it was prominent early in Stadia's life. You don't really hear about it much anymore. But the thing is like all companies start projects, and then for some reason they either work or they don't, or parts of them work, and then they take the parts that do work and eschew the other stuff, right? Microsoft is notorious for this. They shut down Mixer, right? I think that's what it was.
It was Mixer. I used to use it, man. Shout out to the Hype Zone. They shut down
Mixer. Like think about this, and then we can move on to the next thing. Google had YouTube. Google has Stadia and YouTube, and they're working to integrate that, right?
Yep.
Amazon has Luna and Twitch, and they're integrating that. Microsoft had the Xbox Cloud Gaming now and Mixer, and they closed Mixer down. They could have worked on integrating that. Now, then you would have had like 3 options for a huge, robust experience as far as like content, gaming, and just all of that working together. And Microsoft bowed out, but you didn't hear about, hey, Microsoft is closing this down, it's dead. Then that means the xCloud is dead because they closed down Mixer. So it's like, I don't know, but you got these big powerhouse companies that have all these different outlets to promote their gaming outside of the gaming platform that they have out there. So
Yep.
it was just kind of a weird thing to see Mixer shut down. When I was looking at that, like, man, if all three of these companies can fully integrate their video outlets, their gaming outlet, and then back them with the power of the companies behind them, gaming in the next 5 years is going to look totally different than what we see it right now. And then Microsoft kind of shut that down. But there's no and the Microsoft graveyard is bigger than Google's, just so you know. And we didn't get to see that, so I was kind of upset about that.
Yeah. Now I'm telling y'all, man, because this is going to be one of those good conversations. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to hear another one like this right here, y'all. It's the Revolutionary Storm. I'm sorry, but we want to go into this real quick, and we want to get the community's thoughts on it. We want to get some of your thoughts on it, the chat or whatever, man. But we got to go into this right here because, honestly, just if we're being honest, I noticed something. Reb noticed something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if other people noticed something, but hey, let's go into it. And I used to be the one that's like, Reb, man, let it go, man. Come on, Reb. Reb, don't even mention it, because
he be holding me back.
Yeah, I try to hold Reb back, but in this case,
hold
right
me back.
It's something to think. It's something to think on real quick, right? And I want y'all to understand, man, we're all adults in here. You know what I'm saying? Some of us might be teenagers and stuff. Shout out to y'all. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
We got to go into this right here. We're on the top. While we're on the topic of Stadia's community recognition, right? We're going to go right back to the blog post. So give me a minute. Let me pop that up real quick and know where we're coming from. You know what I'm saying? If you were watching for the first time, we keep it all the way real as we possibly can. You know what I mean? And we praise 99% of the time. We're praising everything that we see out here. But this right here, Rev, I'll say it first. It caught my attention because I remember you bringing this up way back when. Before turtles had shells, Rev.
Yep.
All right. Rev used to say things like, yo, hold up. What about the content creators that's out here putting stuff out there in the ethos, and we're busting our asses, and we're making content, and we're playing Stadia games, and we're positive about the platform all the time. All the time. We even go to war for the platform.
I got my battle scars.
Yeah, me too, man. I think we got some of us might have got silenced because of it, man. But we were going to war for the platform. What? You say something bad about Stadia? What? Stadia's dying. Yeah, put your knuckles up real quick.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Before, it was like before you get deep into this, Jenks just made a huge point.
All right, I got
his last comment.
Hold on, let me highlight it. I'm gonna stop sharing. We'll come right back to it, y'all, because I want to see what James said. Hold on 1 second. I mean, Jinx. You said Jinx. I thought it sounded like you said James, man. Go ahead.
Jinx 718. So shouts out to New York, right? So look at this. He says, didn't a small team make Google Maps? Now it's a huge feature for Google. Something to think about. Exactly. But look, Google Maps was competing with Maps on Apple, right? Apple was keeping Google Maps off of their platform at every single turn. Now you can get it there. Why? Because Google Earth. Google Earth was just huge, and it was like the precursor for Google Maps, basically. And they just mapped the entire freaking planet. And so now the way Google Maps is now is just insane. You get the traffic updates, and it even tells you where the cops are, so you can stop speeding. I mean, it's ridiculous. And it really was just like for navigation, because you would have to do MapQuest and all this stuff back in the day. Shouts out to MapQuest. People don't even know about MapQuest.
I do.
But you would have to print out the directions to get to where you're going, because there was really no GPS navigation at the time. And then Google came in with Google Maps, and they were in the same arena as MapQuest and other places. And then all of a sudden, it just became, with the advent of the smartphones, all of a sudden now you're getting 3D navigation, you're getting pictures, you're getting pictures of the place, street views and stuff like that, so you can see where you're going. It's amazing. And that started a long time ago. And it was just like James was saying, it's a small team. And now it is like essentially a key part of how we live our everyday lives. Like it's insane. Google Maps is insane, and that's just one thing that they did, right? So just imagine Stadia coming out with the small footprint, and that footprint just grows and grows and grows and grows. It was one of the things I've been saying, that eventually everybody's going to be on Stadia on some level or another, because it's just going to be there. and you're not. It's like, what is this Stadia thing I keep seeing on my TV, on my computer, on my
Yeah.
phone? Why am I seeing this thing? Let me try this out. Okay, let me just pop into this because I will always use this analogy. That's how I discovered Voodoo. It was just on my Blu-ray player, and I was like, "What is this Voodoo thing?" And all of a sudden, I saw all of my digital copies of my movies there. I'm like, "Really? Oh, and it got a store. You could buy game. You could buy your movies there too. Oh, all right,
So
it's
what's the
done."
moral? What's the moral? So
The
break it down.
moral
I
of
know what you're
story,
saying, but break
the
it down.
moral of the story is this: give it time.
Give it time. Y'all heard it. That's
Now
it.
let's get back to the thing.
All right, we're gonna get back to the community part, right? Boom. So right here, I mean, when the first thing I was thinking about, I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Yo, Petter is up in here. That's the homie." All right, okay, Petter is up in there. Petter Games and stuff, man.
Oh, you know one of them. I didn't know
I
none of
didn't.
them.
Yeah, I know Petter, man, but I didn't recognize anybody else. Honestly, I'm
I didn't
sorry.
know
Like,
none of them.
you know
No,
what I
no
mean? If you,
disrespect. No
yeah, no
disrespect.
disrespect at all. This is not even a place of hate. This ain't a place of come on, man. Like, we're not bashing Stadia, attacking Stadia for anything. It's just a matter of now, Grace, shout out to Grace, man, because I do think that this is Grace's efforts, man. Maybe Chris
Mm-hmm.
and Shaka, whoever else. I mean, I don't know how much. I'm sure they have to communicate with each other, right? But Grace Yang, man, I told y'all I was happy to put Grace. I added Grace because Grace is
Mm-hmm.
the person that plays games with us. Grace is the
Mm-hmm.
person I could hit up. I've talked to in the DM before about different things, like our play session on Outcasters and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I have love for Grace, man. Grace has a
Yeah.
conversation with you when you pop in her streams. You're not talking state. So Grace has a Twitch channel,
Yeah.
extra guap, I think it is, y'all, on Twitch. I pop up in her stream. What's up, Storm? You have a real conversation. I don't
Yes,
ask
sir.
her anything about Stadia. We talk about the game. She asks me how I'm doing. We joke around. I mean, that's just how it is. Like, so I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if I, hey, Grace is the type of person where she was like, I'm on the East Coast, Storm. Whatever. I'm in Philly. If you're trying to pop by, I'll go by. You know what I'm saying? Have a drink with Grace or something. That's how that's how cool she is to me. I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all.
Right.
Now, but I don't. When it comes to this right here, it's like I know my homie Grace. She's in the know because she's popped
Mm-hmm.
by my live streams, Rainbow Six to be
And we
exact. She
always
came
interact
by,
with her on
showed some
Twitter and
love.
stuff.
Man, I got a lot of love for Grace, but I don't know who's primarily responsible for this and why. Like, we don't see faces like MM2K, Project Storm, Stadia Revolution, Ray Sherrod, Chariot Man Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just to say now, we're not just gonna go African American or whatever with it, right? But I'm just talking about
It
in
was
Stadia
nice.
France, like any Helix Cloud games. The list can go on and on, man. Nerd Nest, Bill and Lloyd, anybody. And I know like some of the community members have been spotlighted before, y'all. We've been here since day one. We
Yeah,
know. But
but go
it's
ahead.
just when you see these founders, and I'm like, damn, I was a founder. I made sure I got that pre-order in. Rev just talked about the 129 US that we spent for that bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be so much to say, let's just list all the founders that we have so far, put them on the card like we did, the content creators or something? I'm just saying as a suggestion to Stadia.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I feel right now about it, Rev. What do you think?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this, and people can take it how they want to take it.
And you're honest.
I
You're
don't
honest.
really, because I'm not. It's not coming from a place of disrespect. It's just something I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Stadia has a
Let me put your face on there for this one. Go ahead.
Stadia has a diversity, a recognition of diversity problem.
In
And
your
I said,
opinion?
in my opinion,
All right, there you go.
because I think like they choose who they want to highlight because they know who's out here. They know. They know who's out here. They know, and it ain't about me. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now because I never want to seek recognition for myself. But we got people like Ray, we got people like Storm, we got people like MM2K, we got Chariot Man, we got 1030, we got all these different people that's out here that have been found that are founders. Um, at least I think 1030 is. I'm not sure. I gotta ask
Yeah,
him.
we're not sure, but that's
But
the point.
but the whole thing is like when it comes to that, they always pick people from just this one community with one other person sprinkled in. And that's kind of a slap in the face to a lot of people that's really been back in this back in the platform. and going to bat for them. You know, it's like, you know who the people are that's really out here, that's really down for you. And that's, but no disrespect to the people that they chose, because I'm sure a lot of those people, all of them are down for Stadia too. But
Yep.
and it's not about being content creators or anything like that. It's just the fact that, you know, we're founders too, and we, you know, it would be nice to see some people that look like us, even if it's not us, you know, some people that look like us being recognized too, because in every single instance where there's somebody involved from the community, it's mainly been just from the dominant society, and not, you know, not as many of us and others, you know, from other, you know, diverse communities that's been a part of this, which we know there are a lot of people out there, you know, from so many different communities that would have liked that little bit of recognition too. And so, you know, I can only speak from my community, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how other people think like that. But I
Yeah.
know it's like, you know, we want to see that recognition sometimes too. And I think that is a, you know, that is a valid thing to say.
What
You
it does is it kind of discourages, you know, you as a content creator, and it sends messages, in my opinion, to new content creators. And it's not us. I don't. Hey, look, y'all know me, man. I cop 8K TVs and stuff, man. I don't have time to really
know, you
be
just
worried
buy those
about
things on
whether
the regular.
whether Google is going to pay me or Stadia. I'm not asking for anything from Stadia except deliver this experience and upgrade when you get a chance to, and that's it. If
Yep.
Stadia was to come out one day and upgrade, you're going to see Project Storm with the dragons out and all that stuff. The dragons on Twitter, you know, that burns everything, destroys everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see that come out. That's all. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to this, I have to back up all the people that might be feeling the same way. Because if we
Yeah.
thought it, Rev, somebody else thought it, man. I'm sure. But it's
Yeah. I
not like
mean,
a knock on Stadia. It's not a knock on Stadia, y'all. It's like it's just something that
like I said,
realistically,
it's
as
something to
adults,
notice.
we could talk about. That's all it is. It's something that we notice. It's something that, hey, maybe they can learn from. Now,
Yep.
I told you the inclusion piece. Now, Stadia is all inclusive because Grace, like, I mean, she was in my. We played games. I played Outcasts with Grace. Like, Grace has
Yeah.
these conversations, and I say, "Hey, Grace, this is why I rock with Grace Jane." She puts love on that, you know. Shaka, you know. So it's not even. It's just not that. It's about like, hey, you got people here that's already been putting in that work for you to say, "Hey, we're not going to recognize you all right now, though, because nah, see, we want to show that it's a bigger community." And let me go right here, because Soul Home Studio said something that I really want y'all to look at, because I can see this. I can see this angle too. Not knowing them is a great sign for the
Oh
platform. It
yeah.
means, and we already know, Stadia is greater than any bubble we are part of within the community. And that's why I
Of
highlighted
course.
so many new stadiums that we didn't even recognize. And guess what, Red? Remember
Yep.
when we had the conversation about when they chose what's my homie's name? Juggernaut and all them
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
test out crowd play and all that stuff, crowd
Yeah.
choice or whatever.
Yep.
First thing I said was, yo, I like that move because it shows that Stadia can reach more people if they do it that way. Go to the bigger
True.
YouTube content creators, please. I don't care about that. Go to them. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. Get the word out there, because
Mm-hmm.
right at that point, people didn't know about Stadia at all, you know. But now it's like 2 years are approaching. It's like, hey, just say, yo, shout out to all of our content creators, blah blah blah, and list them names up there. List them names
I
of the
mean, but they
ones
did
that you.
earlier this year ask for, you know, people's favorite content creators, and we all of us were all of us that do it were
Mhm.
recognized in that Twitter in that thread by the people that
Yes, sir.
they answered, you know.
Yes, sir.
But as far as like the Juggernaut thing, if y'all go back when that happened, I put a video out there, I think I did a live stream about that. I'm not even sure which one, but
Mhm.
I was highly critical of that move. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I hated that move.
Right.
Not because it was anything with dude. I'd never heard of him before. You know, but he had 10,000 followers, you know, subscribers, which is good, you know. But I just never heard of him. So in the video I talked about this, I said I highlighted like Bill and Lloyd, Megatron X, you know, other people that was really putting the work out there that should have had that opportunity, as well as Juggernaut and the other guy that they put out there. I forgot his name. He was doing the Mortal Kombat streams, and I forget his name. I so forgot his name. But you don't even see him around no more. Yet all these people are still here, and some people got some recognition within that after that, but still, man, the recognition that's coming from not just the content creators, but you know, just the people that they reach out to when it comes to that, it leaves a lot to be desired. So I hope that they really recognize people like, like Ray Sherrod, like you, like MM and other people that are really out here, because we're founders too.
Putting in that real work at the same time.
And
That
we're not
real
eBay
work.
founders.
That
We're
real,
not
that
eBay.
real, that real work. Let's just say it. It don't
Mhm.
matter if your feelings are hurt. It don't matter if you think that we're trying to come at Stadia. We're not trying to do that, right? What matters is
No.
that we have points, man, and those points have to be made.
Mhm.
Now, Red, with that being said, man, I think we got that out of the way. Boom. Let's go to the next one, and that is going to be the stats, y'all. The stats. It's time for these stats. Now, I'm not talking about the numbers show. Shout out to MM2K and Jack Deslip over there on the numbers show doing their thing.
Yes, sir.
How many? I think it's the last. Hey, look, one Sunday a month, they do the numbers show. And I know MM's going to be like, Stone, how you don't know this, bro?
Mhm.
I got too many things on my plate, but let's do this right here. All right, we're going to bring up, let me see, which one of these Stadia stats, blah, 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 boom, boom. Let me just get a second. Rev, you see anything in the chat while I'm looking for this, man? Because I got a lot listed. Let's see.
No, it's still same.
All right.
Well, Jinx was asking if Cloudy Games was highlighted on there. It's like it's really not about that.
No, he made a mistake. Yeah, he made a mistake. He meant Sunny Cloud Gaming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sunny wasn't recognized either, and I think that that's kind of a gross missed opportunity, because if anybody, especially this year with everything that Sunny's been going through, Sunny should have been highlighted for that too. Even if it wasn't in that post on Twitter, he's been putting out his struggles with the cancer and stuff. I think it's cancer you're saying.
Yeah.
And the things that he's just been going through, and he's still got a long way to go. And the way he just shows love back to the community, the giveaways, the codes, and all of that stuff, the community streams, everything he puts in on the weekend stuff. I mean, that guy's out there working. And it would have been nice to, see him get recognized on some level or another. Like I say, this ain't about me. This ain't about.
It's not about
Storm. It's about showing, what we're out here doing. And I'm not just talking about, like I said, that's on the content creator side. The regular founders, they, just one community got highlighted for the most part. And I think that was just another missed opportunity that they could have put somebody that looks like me, somebody looks like, somebody else, just at least one person from each sort of representative community, on some level they could have done that,
Mm-hmm.
And that would have just like, oh man. So they have like a lot of people from a lot of walks of life that's really enjoying this platform. And over the last couple of years, it's only been the majority of, I just say it straight out, just majority of white folks, which, ain't nothing wrong with that. But there's other people out here that's just love this platform too.
And I get your point. Clear. The point is clear, man. There's diversity is what people I work in education. We focus on it each and every hour. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it's about right there, y'all. Just a recognition thing, not a race issue. It's not a problem or anything like that. So, but we're gonna jump out here. Let me share this. Make sure I find the right one. Okay, there we go. Let me close all this other stuff that I don't need open.
Yeah, close all that stuff out.
Yeah, man, Rev, I got you. But hell of a hey, man. I told y'all this is a glimpse of the revolutionary storm, right? You got to be a real grown stadium to come up in here, though. All right, here we go.
Actuals.
Bang, 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 and then bang. Right here on the screen,
Ouch.
y'all can see. We've seen a lot of your memories today while celebrating our anniversary. So we figured we wrap up by sharing some stats. This is why it rocks with Stadia. This is what you're talking about, the infographics and all that stuff, man. Nobody does it better.
Sir. Because this is a big deal that they don't because they don't put out a lot of numbers and stuff like that.
Hey, man, this was for the community, Rev. That's how I feel about it. This right here was directly for the community, and it's going to go over some people's heads, and some people are going to complain. Why don't you show the numbers? Why don't you ever show stats, Stadia? That's why. Shout out to Grace. Grace, I'm sure you had something to do with this, man. Grace got something to do with it.
Hey, before you do that, I just want to also put this out there because from the last time I didn't make this point. I was because when they put that blog post up there, right, highlighting some of the founders, I was the person that put the thing about diversity. That was me. If you go read through the comments, that's me, Sephiroth Rising. That's my
Why you
that's
put
my
it on
Stadia
Stadia
name.
Revolution, man? What's wrong with you?
Because I'm logged into my I'm logged in on my main account
Yeah.
on there on through Google, and it shows up as my Stadia name. So,
And
you
some
know,
people might feel like there wasn't the time for it. Man, listen.
nope.
Hey, listen.
That was the exact time for it
Hey,
because it was put out there.
hey, listen, y'all. Come on. We deal with these matters in the world every day, don't we? We see it on the news, whatever. We
Yeah.
deal with them every day. Here's the
So
deal,
people
man.
was
We just
wondering
put
who put that out there. That was just me. That's all I'm
we're
saying.
putting out there, Red. Even though you were scared to put your real name out there, though. Anyway,
I ain't scared to put my real
I
name out there. I
know.
just don't because you ain't about to dox me.
Check this out. All right. So basically it's saying Stadia right here is showing some stats, y'all. You know, people keep asking for stats, and I know people want to know what's the real player count? What's the actual player count? And I do hear what they're saying. I hear what they're saying. It'd be cool to know so that, you know, people can get an idea of whether they want to jump in. I was watching CGX. Shout out to them yesterday, man. I told you I check everybody out. I was watching them and they brought something like that up, man. It was a great discussion, in my opinion. I listen to the people that have gripes and concerns because I have my own. I have my gripes and because this is again, when you see Storm out here tap dancing for any platform, I'm talking about wholeheartedly fanboying to the 100 degree, then y'all might want to check my temperature. You know what I'm saying? Because something's wrong with me. I don't do all that. What I do is highlight the actual positivity and things like that, and I will give my concerns. I know that's confusing sometimes, but hey, it is what it is. So from all of us here at Stadia, thanks for the amazing 2 years. We'll see you in the cloud right here. So here's something to look forward to and to think about. Stadia is all about games. And I know some people would have been like, "What? Stadia ain't got no games." Stadia is all about games, and we brought all kinds of games to players in 2021, which is a fact. Since our first anniversary last year in 2020, 120 titles have launched on the Stadia store, including 73 adventure games. Rev, I didn't know this because I don't count this up. Shout out to Inlet and everybody that do count these things up.
Yes.
But I didn't pay attention to that. But it's good to see this right now in a platform's lifespan of 2 years. A
Hey,
new platform
hey.
still working its way into cloud gaming because cloud gaming is new. Some people say Stadia ain't new no more. I don't know, man.
Man,
What were you about to say?
do you think that they used Inled's Stadia stats thing?
They could have. I don't know. Maybe they might
Because
have
that
hit.
thing is like completely in depth, yo.
Yeah, it is. Inlet, shout out. But that's what you're gonna find when you go to Inlet stuff, man.
Shouts
Shout
out.
out to it. INLEAD, Inlet. Subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff. But
All of
here's
it.
the deal. Through new worlds like the sweltering jungles of Far Cry 6, it says, or the dark, creepy, can I click on? Oh, I already clicked. Creepy
Yeah.
dwellings of Resident Evil Village, right? Boom,
Mhm.
73 adventure games. Next up, 10 games, trials, and demos that are free for any Stadia player like Immortals Phoenix Rising, Riders Republic, and Kratos. All right. Shout out to Unit 2 and everybody else, Ubisoft.
Yeah.
So 10 game trials right there. We asked for more. They gave us more. It might not be 3 times that number right now, but it's showing that they are making moves.
Mhm.
19 titles, including Hitman 3 or Far Cry 6, that have added Stadia features like State Share or Stream Connect. I do have an article. I have a website. It's Android Central. You know, whether you like their stuff or not, they list everything. I'm going to use it because it's a great
Mhm.
graphic to put on the screen.
All
So
right.
stay tuned for that. So it says if you've been a pro subscriber since November 2020 and claimed every game we've added to the growing pro library as of today, that amounts to the following: over 1,630 gigabytes estimated of saved memory space by streaming instead of installing games directly. Red, how is that even? What's significant about that?
That's a whole terabyte, dude. It's like a terabyte and a half, I think.
Yes, sir. Over. So with that being said, right there, and I can tell y'all, if you don't think that this is a big deal, go install Call of Duty, any Call of Duty right now. See what you get as far as updates and all that stuff, patches and all those things, man. So that's something to highlight right there. We've been asking Stadia to do this. They did it on the anniversary. Now going forward, if they could continue this right here, just continue
Mhm.
throwing stuff out there. Hey, thank you, new community members that we noticing in the communities. Thank you all. List their names. Thank you all for showing up. Well, just different things like that. I'm just giving examples, right?
Mhm.
New games, whatever.
Reaching
This
out
type
for
of
the
game,
community.
the indie
Yeah.
games, the number of indies, total indie games on the platform. They do things like this, y'all. But continue that. All right. Um, It says pro games right here, a library of 91 games, including pro to explore and play from huge hits like Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, to indie delights with Risk of Rain 2 and Enter the Gungeon. Okay, I played
Mhm.
every game on this list that's listed right here.
Right.
Um, and then 976 hours of gameplay on average to beat the main stories of single player games, according to howlongtobeat.com. See, they shouted them out right there.
Yeah.
It is what it is, Red.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on it, man? What's your take on it?
I like that infographic. I think it was really informative. I think more stuff like that is needed. You know, you don't have to say, "Hey, we have this many players at this particular time, and you know, this we have this many employees, and this is their lunch schedules, and this is their bathroom breaks, and all of that stuff." We don't need that stuff, you know. But sometimes just putting out some information like that, that's it can't, it can't be anything negative about that, you know. Now, some people might like to spin that and spin those numbers in a way. I mean, that's fine. That's up to them. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. But just as far as like putting it out there and getting some real solid information to the people, it can't do nothing but help the platform. So I'm all behind that. That was a good infographic. I want to see them do a few more like that. For like other genres of games and just other different highlights. Just highlight different things about the platform so that um if we run into people that's giving that's spreading misinformation, we can have those saved and just use them. Say, hey, nope, this is boom, this is what's happening. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So no, it's all good. I ain't even mad at that. I gotta
right.
I gotta go and I gotta go and save that so I can put it up on my YouTube, my community feed.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very important though, man. And like I said, it gives people some sense of like it's for the new players. It's not for the
Yep.
haters. The haters are gonna stay hating no matter what. They're gonna say
Hmm.
SG&E, it closed down. It is what it is. They have to do that stuff to remain relevant, man, to make sure that Stadia doesn't blossom and grow. That's their whole goal, the haters and the naysayers, man. So they're going to continue to do those things, man. I laugh at it. I encourage you all to do the same thing. Laugh at it,
Hmm.
man. Like, here we go again. Let's count how many times. We need to start a count of how many times they actually say that, right?
Right.
And I think that might send a message. But next, y'all,
Hmm.
we're going into so basically, what does it say? What it says is that Stadia is a growing platform. Now that to some people that might be at a snail's pace. Like myself, I feel like, man, this is Stadia, right?
Hmm.
Surely people want to get their games on Stadia as a platform. I mean, Google and Stadia, and it is what it is. But moves have to be made. And shout out to Sunny Cloud Games, for basically highlighting that all the time about the time that it takes and stuff like that. Clive Illenden is another one, and MM2K, and so many other people I could think of, y'all. That reminds Rev that it takes time. It's
Yeah.
gonna take time for these things to develop. We think some of us jumped over, including myself, like, yo, Google is back in the Stadia thing. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? They got
Hmm.
Google Gmail and Google Maps and all of this stuff, Google Tech, cloud gaming,
Hmm.
machine learning, all that stuff. Oh, it's about to go down in a year or two.
Hmm.
But I've learned the hard way that
Hmm.
they're gonna do things on Stadia's time when it's possible for them to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's why my enthusiasm level, my excitement level is more controlled than it's ever been. You
Hmm.
know, and I just want to throw that out there too, Rev. That I had to scale down a little bit
Right.
the
I
excitement
mean,
level.
yeah, because that's the thing. We had conversations about this before. Like I tell people all the time, like I don't have any expectations,
Mm-hmm.
like zero, none. So whatever happens, good or bad, I just react to it as it comes. You know what I'm saying? And that way, I'm not setting myself up to be let down or something like that because I didn't get this particular thing or this particular announcement that I personally wanted that they don't have any
Hurts.
clue
It hurts
that's.
sometimes.
But wait, I'm saying, but I get that, but they don't have any clue what's going on in our heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can't sit there and expect them to read our minds and say, hey, I want them to announce this game by this particular time or I'm out. And I've
But that's
seen
why
people
people voice
say,
their frustrations. They shouldn't maybe do it all the time, like on
right,
the
but
on
I've
the
seen
fly.
people say stuff like that, and it's like, well, I'm giving them until this particular day to do this. Like, who are you? Who are you? You can't make a demand of $1 trillion company, because one, it's like, look, you don't have to support it. You just don't. If it's not giving you the thing that you want, you're free to play anywhere else. It's not going to hurt the fact that that you decide to go and play something else. I always say game how you want a game. So that means that if you want a game on the Xbox, go game on the Xbox. If you want a game on the PlayStation, do that. But that ain't got nothing to do with what's happening over here. Just like if you want to play, if you choose to play a game on PlayStation one day and choose to play a game on an Xbox the next day, that ain't got nothing to do with Sony or Microsoft. It's just your choice. You have the choice to do that, and that's what this is all about. It's about freedom of choice. Now some people choose to play only on Stadia, like me. That's fine. So I take what I get, and others have more options than more options that they've taken advantage of, which is good too. So it's like, if it's not giving you the thing that you want right now, that's fine. Play the games where they are. Come back when they have another game, when they have a game that you're really interested in, because guess what? You still have the freedom to choose to do that. So when people started making these, like a lot of people last year started making these arbitrary deadlines that they think that they should fulfill these things by this particular time, where it's like, okay, but y'all gave Sony what, 27 years? Y'all gave Microsoft 20 years as of last week,
right,
to do the things that you want to do you wanted them to do as a company and gaming provider. They had that time to build those relationships. You got to give Google not that same amount of time, but you got to give them a little bit more leeway. I mean, Nintendo has been in the gaming business, not just video games, but in the game business for over 100 years. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No,
You're talking about 24 months as opposed to 27 years, 20 years, 100 years. Come on, man.
I think the problem is, like I said, man, this is why we had these conversations, man. I think people just didn't know what they were jumping into, because let's be honest, man, they didn't really make it clear. They had to learn, it seems, what they wanted to do with Stadia and stuff. So I think people were just confused, and it's okay. Like when you, like me, I realized, let me adjust my content ratio right now, because it used to be 99.9% Stadia. Now is everything else, because I felt like, hey, man, I'm an all-around gamer. Let me go over there. So that I think that's what people are starting to realize too. But I think Stadia they had an opportunity, they still do. If they were able to make those moves that people wanted and desired, man, they would. You might see the tables kind of turning right now as far as the cloud game, the best cloud gaming platform, hands down. I know some people feel like it's Stadia, but some people had those concerns. There's still a lot of people that's still not out there that's not sold on Stadia. So I think the perception would be better, Rev, if that clarity was there, and that's why people are making those type of decisions, man.
Yeah, but you know what? Like I say, it's all about choice. We have
True
in this gaming landscape currently right now, we have more choice than the time when we had a whole bunch of choice, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like the amount of choice that we had in the 90s was insane.
Let's switch it up, y'all. We're gonna switch it up. Go ahead, Rev. I want to hear this, but we're gonna switch it up to this next, though, since we've been talking.
The amount of choice that we had in the 90s was insane. We had so many console launches in the 90s that it just wasn't even funny. We had TurboGrafx 16, we had the Neo Geo, we had the Sega CD, Sega 32X, we had all those different add-ons to the Sega Genesis thing that they, then we had the Sega Saturn, which was an amazing console. We had the Sony PlayStation that came out. We had the we had the Atari Jaguar, we had the Nintendo 64, we had the they said the Panasonic 3DO, and we also and we had at 98 we had the Dreamcast, right? And the PlayStation. I'm forgetting some stuff. You know what I'm saying? But there was, like, let's say the Atari Jaguar. There were so many different launches of consoles that happened within that 10-year span, right? That didn't even, a lot of them came and went, but we had so much choice. We had so many choices to play games, whether it's like this 8-bit graphics, 16-bit, 32-bit, all that stuff. We had 64-bit. We had that playing field was just on an insane level, right?
Right.
And we're having a renaissance of that now with the console launches that's all out there. I mentioned like the Atari VCS, the television, and stuff like that. There's another one I'm thinking that's coming out pretty soon. I can't think of it. There's just all these different cloud gaming platforms. We have mobile gaming on phones and things like that. So gaming is just at this. It's just in an open world, open market right now, and it's just so many opportunities for so many choices. That's just insane. So if you're not getting what you want in one place, if you have the ability to do so, you can always try something else. I mean, not even to mention PC gaming. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many different options that you have right now. This is like the most options we've ever had in the history of gaming. So if your needs aren't being met, man, game where they are. It's not a knock on a particular platform, any of them. If you choose to play somewhere, it is what it is. As long as you're gaming, that's the important thing.
You're absolutely right. And that's why we had this banner right here. Bang. Now, we're going to drop, I have an article or whatever. I mean, or a tweet. Let me just share that
Mm-hmm.
real quick from Stadia. Boom. Now, Stadia's always been showing love to everybody. GeForce Now, Luna, everybody. XCloud, not so much it seems. I don't know. Like, I just don't see that interaction. I don't really see XCloud like, yo, what up, Stadia? But I
They
do know
did
that
at one point
oh, they did at one point. Well, yeah, I
last year
just don't.
sometime.
I don't see it as much as I do from GFN or whatever with those interactions. But Stadia, and this is what I tell people, man: play where you want to play. It's your money. You take it wherever. Stadia seems to understand. They've had several representatives say, "Hey, we understand that Stadia is not going to be what you want right now. Take your money wherever you need to take it and play where you want to play, as long as you're playing games." That's their overall motto or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you can see an example, happy 20th birthday. Stadia joins in. They're in tune to everything going on in social media and cloud gaming, it seems. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Says here's to another 20 years of achievements unlocked. That's dope. That's beautiful. That's what you see.
Yes, sir.
Hashtag Xbox 20. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Y'all, this right here is now I'm gonna tell you why I have an issue with this. I have an issue with this
Why?
because I didn't see that. Now maybe they said congrats or whatever to Stadia in here. I didn't really see it so clearly. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I have an issue right there, but I do like the fact that they're promoting other playing on other places. Like it's not all about Google Stadia. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So why need for the fanboy wars and all that stuff?
I
You
don't.
know,
I don't know.
it's just play the games, man. Now I engage in talking a little bit of trash every now and then, Rev. It's
Mm-hmm.
fun, man. It's good for the soul.
The
Talking a
banter
little
is
bit of
awesome.
trash. Yeah, it's good for the soul, man. But at the end of the day, y'all, it's about whether we play these games and where we want to choose to spend our money and play time at. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have anything that you want to throw out there for that?
No, I think there was some interaction with Sony, Microsoft, and Stadia like sometime last year when they were talking about the cloud game thing.
Mm-hmm.
Luna, I think Luna started it or something like that.
Yeah.
I think Luna started a thread and is just saying, hey, let's want to join up in the cloud or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I
Then
remember that.
Microsoft responded, and then Stadia responded, and then they all just kind of just uh, recognized and shouted each other out. I
I
thought
thought it
that
was
was pretty awesome.
it was GFN and Luna.
Okay, okay,
From what I
okay.
remember. I don't know if
If
Xbox
if
was
you
in it.
if you remember that, that's what's up. If you
Yeah.
remember it that way, that's cool. Whatever. Because I think the starting of it isn't the important thing. It's just the fact that it happened. Um, but yeah, I think it's important to recognize other people, other platforms and stuff like that. And I think I'm glad that they did that. That was pretty cool. I would have liked to seen that reciprocated because I didn't see it.
Yeah. I didn't
You
see it. I
know,
might have missed it though.
I mean, how you have two platforms go have anniversaries in the same week, right?
Right.
And we're not talking about just like the of the launch of just one particular console. That even though there was the OG Xbox with the Duke controller, but we talking about the launch of Xbox into the market. You know, that was a huge deal. That was a game changer. It was. And what people can say, they're Sony fanboys and stuff like that. That's fine, whatever. But when Sony entered the market, that was a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Because they walked in the market with with a fresh batch of Nintendo third party developers, the third party publishers that they stole from Nintendo. It was like, hey, you don't need to work with these guys, work with us. Because if people remember, Sony and Nintendo were working on a PlayStation that was going to be a combination. It was going to come from both companies. It was going to be a collaborative effort. And then Sony, for whatever reason, decided, nah, we're out of here. And they got it developed, and then they stole all of Nintendo's third party exclusives, which like Konami, Capcom, and people like that, which kind of hurt the production. Which kind of hurt when it came to the Nintendo 64, because they didn't have all of those third party exclusives that the PlayStation had. So I mean, but they had that leeway. They had that start. And when they came into the game again, it was a game changer. So, when cloud gaming hit the market, that was a game changer. And that was like 11 years ago or sometime like that.
Something with on live and all that, yeah.
Yeah. That was a game changer. It's set it off. And now here we are, 11 something odd years later, and we got how many options for cloud gaming now? I mean, this is all game changing. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. And I'll tell you what else is game changing, and Kenry V just hit on it. So now it's finally time to go up to shout out Scooterama and pull up this article. I mean, this tweet or whatever, because I thought it was kind of cool that somebody took the time to put everything in one place. Because I'm always asking Rev, I'm like, Rev, man, do you have this somewhere that I could just show it? I don't want to be looking all over the damn world for it. And it's good that somebody heard my cries. And that was Scooterama this time. So shout out to him right here, as you all can see on Twitter. Bang. Some of the developers and that show love, publishers and devs or whatever combo, were listed right here. They're listed right here. You got Big Village Games. All right. You got Broken Arms Games or whatever. Okay. And some of the stuff that they created, you can go check that out. Death Carnival, a game that people are highly anticipating. All right. From Space, fun indie game that's dope as hell. You know what I mean?
I love it.
A lot of these are indie titles, but it's cool. Frozen Bite. All right. Got NIS America. You all should be familiar with them by now. You got Outright Games, showing a lot of love, bringing the kids games to the platform or whatever. That's very necessary. We've always talked about the family aspect and how important it is to cater to the whole household, because in the beginning, we didn't see a lot of that. Phoenix Point. All right. There you go. All right. Shapes and Beats, a game that's fun as hell. Y'all need to try it, man.
Yeah, the music on that game is amazing.
Yes, sir. Thunder Lotus. All right. You might have heard of Spirit Fair and other games that they've made. And wait for it right here, y'all. Dang. So that's just some. And I'll show you another one real quick. And that is the one and only Ubisoft. You already know Ubisoft is out here just they formed that relationship with Stadia. Some people feel like Ubisoft is single-handedly keeping Stadia alive. Red, what do you think about that?
I think that's just crazy. That is just crazy. Yeah, they're providing the most games, and they have Ubisoft Plus and all that stuff. But Stadia has over 200 something odd games that people play.
Gotcha.
And then not just from Ubisoft.
So here.
But shouts out to Ubisoft, though.
Yep, shout out to them. Right here, they said, and they took the time to recognize, 2 years already. Happy anniversary to the team and all the players, right? That includes me, you, and everybody else that put their hands on these sticks out here, or the keyboard and mouse or whatever, or your cell phone, touchscreen or whatever. But yo, that was cool to see right there. And then Stadia, of course, in return, replied, "Thanks, bestie." All right. Now they get along. Everything's well. That relationship is great. And that's what you want to see across the board with more and more publishers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do want to see that, in my opinion. Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to move right along.
But wait, before you do that, they had that relationship since the beginning, because, Project Stream was, centered around Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So they've been there from the very beginning. And they've been bringing amazing games over to this platform. I play a bunch of them, but I still haven't gone all the way through them yet. but still, they've done an amazing job as far as like major games coming to the platform, and they still have more coming. So that's awesome. I am, it's good to see them interacting like that because that lets you know that their relationship is still solid, and that given that should be more should come from how can I put that? Given that relationship is pretty strong, that should encourage other major publishers to really extend their reach onto this platform too. People like EA, people like Square Enix and Capcom and Bandai Namco and stuff like that. Even though they still got games coming, they still launching games on the platform too. But still, you want more. I need that. I need that Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I need that. I need that in my life. So,
Yeah. So without Ubisoft, where does that put Stadia? I know you can sum it up real quick if you can, if you've already covered it in your opinion. Whatever it is, Rev, without Ubisoft, does that change the perception of Stadia in an impactful way?
I think it does. I
agree.
I think it does. But that would have a net negative effect, though. That would have a net negative, and that's just due to the fact that there's not a whole ton of support from the other major platforms. They have games here, yes, but there's not a consistent release. Like with 2K Games, Rockstar, stuff like that. And also speaking of Rockstar, remember people were crying about GTA, the definitive edition, all that stuff not coming to the platform.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Metacritic score on that game is?
It's horrible. I know that much.
Do you know what
I've
it is?
seen gameplay. That's all I need to say. I'll give it a 0.
You ain't even far off. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The Metacritic score on that game from the users is 0.83.
Damn, that's the lowest of all time.
You know what that's lower than?
What?
That soccer game that came out. I can't think of the name of it right now. It just jumped out of my head. But that was the lowest one. That was the lowest rated game, I think it was, and it was like a 1.2.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't even have it.
Didn't even hit the 1 yet.
Didn't even hit a 1 star. That's how bad the game is. And you know what's really happening with that? People are modding the game and fixing all of the problems in it. And so people were saying, "Oh, we need this game, and Stadia has to have this game, or it's dead." Blah blah blah. And it came out in the state that it came out in.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine if they'd have launched that game on Stadia that way.
It would have been a mess.
Do you know the backlash that would have happened, and it would have all been blamed on Stadia? So I'm glad that the game came out on all these other platforms, and it looks and performs and all that like crap. So hopefully they'll fix it, and so people can have a really good experience with that game. But still.
All right.
Anyway, moving on.
I tell you that was great. That was great. But listen to this. Now we're gonna play a game real quick, y'all. Feel free to join in if you want to. But here we go, Rev. I'm gonna ask you a question. All right. I'm gonna ask you a Stadia feature, and then I'll name one, you name one until we run out of guesses or whatever, right? And then we'll see what we missed. But so let's start. What feature can you think of, Red, that's a Stadia related feature? Just name one.
Oh, like Stream Connect.
All right, I'm gonna go with crowd choice.
Okay.
Your turn.
I mean, we got crowd play.
Okay, we got state share.
Yep. And we got what was that? Bridge mode.
And we got tandem mode for accessibility.
Okay. And then we got the what do they call it for the mobile thing?
I don't know, but I hope you can't think of it because I want to win.
Go.
Mobile direct touch.
Direct touch, yes, we got that.
Okay. I think I'm winning right now. I feel good. Can you think of any more? Because there's more.
Wireless connection for the PC.
Okay, I'm gonna go with
because it didn't start with that. Wireless connection for the mobile.
I'm gonna go with direct YouTube streaming.
Direct streaming from YouTube, yes. Yep. Yeah. And damn, man. Why you put me on the spot like that?
Man, because that's what I do. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Anything else you got, man? Because there's features on deck that people don't really think about or talk about like that. But anyway, the point is just
Expanding Explore tab to the
explore
computer.
tab. Yes, sir. Yes,
And the
sir.
most I
It's
got
my
one.
turn. It's my turn.
Go go
Party,
go
party,
go go
party,
go.
public party.
Yes. But I got the greatest. I got the greatest one of all time though.
Go ahead.
Search bar on the web.
Search bar on the damn web. Oh, I got one for you. All right, game trial. Well, game trials. That's
Yes.
that's one. That's one. Go ahead. And
Oh my
demos.
god.
I just throw demos in there.
Demos, trials, free to play games. We'll
All
just
right.
lump it all into one thing.
Okay. So Dan, I mean, when you start thinking about it, Red.
But wait, you mentioned
Go ahead.
something. You mentioned something.
Go ahead.
No, you make your point. I'll see if you mention it.
I'm just saying, when you think about it, there's features on deck, and I know we're missing some, Rev. I'm sure we are, bro.
Yeah. So shouts out to the Soul Home Studio. Said family share. Yep.
Family share.
No. Well, okay. He just mentioned Google Assistant. Nope, that's not there yet.
Oh yeah, it's not fully there, but it is there in some form, right?
Yeah, and if you watched my video for the 2-year anniversary, y'all should go check that out. I swear y'all should do that and drop a like and comment and everything. I talked about the Google Assistant thing because we need that Google Assistant button on the controller to be fully functional. Now that we have the Chromecast with Google TV, there's no reason why that should not work.
Right.
There's no reason why that should not work. So in 2023, I want to see that happen. I want to see that be a prominent feature because that would just be awesome. Because why? Because they showed that off 2 years ago, right? They showed that off where you could just hit the Google Assistant button, ask for how do I beat this? How do I get past this thing? And it takes you to a YouTube video that shows you how to do that. We need to see that fully realized. I mean, you can't do something like that with the Chromecast, with the Google TV remote, but they have the assistant button on the controller for that particular reason. So we should be able to do this. Now, the thing that's preventing that from happening is one thing and one thing only, I think, is getting around the fact that you can't use the Google controller to control the Chromecast with Google TV. Okay. Because if it takes you out of the game into the YouTube video, your controller will shut off. I think like if it goes into the the Chromecast, if the Google TV set, your controller automatically disconnects. When you're shutting it all down and stuff like that. So they have to figure out a way to work around that, and that's probably what they're doing, hopefully, because when they don't mention stuff, they're working. So yeah. But that's a thing that needs I think they need to happen.
Yeah, I agree. And I was as you were talking, I was scrolling through some of the games or whatever to take advantage of those features. I know we covered that. They have it in the blog post and all that as well. So do check that out. Search for it. Everything that we're talking about can be easily searched for. Believe it or not, some people don't seem to realize that. But that's why we do what we do. Now,
but before you do that, Soul Home Studio was saying, Stadia Studio. Okay, he was saying. He meant mentioned launching the games. Yeah, I mean, but you could do that with the Google Nest, the Home Mini, the Nest Mini. You can launch games from that. I've done it. I've put video out showing it being done.
Right.
And you could do that from the Google TV remote as well. But that's just one feature. But that's not the full feature set that they showed off for that particular thing. Also, the YouTube video where they just pop up the play now button and you click it and it takes you right into the game. I think those are two things that they really should be working on, and that will give you the fully realized version of Stadia finally, because we haven't got there yet. It's still building towards that.
Yep. KBJ, you got the question, man. I mean, hey, we kind of touched on it, but at the same time, I like the fact that you asked this because it took a while, man. I would say. Oh man,
it took at least 2 console generations,
and it's still ongoing. I think it's still ongoing, in my opinion, man. They're still making moves to try to catch up with Sony and Nintendo as far as sales and all that stuff goes. Now I know they got Game Pass. Game Pass is supposed to lock things down, but good question, man. Good question. And then now we got Chris down here.
But then wait. But then that brings into the question what Phil Spencer said. They don't even see Sony as competition no more. They're looking at Amazon and Google.
Yeah, that's
so true. They're not even trying to compete with Sony right now. They don't even care to compete with them. Sony is doing their own thing, and Sony's gonna grandfather in a whole lot of users because they just have the most users. But Xbox is like, yeah, we were the little engine that could back in the day, and we're just going to go. We're going in a completely different direction with what we're trying to do, and you can just see that in the moves that they're making.
Right.
Go
Now,
ahead.
Chris brings up a good point. But I've never tried crowd play, crowd choice, to tell you the truth. I really haven't. But I want to one day when it's more fully fleshed out or whatever you want to say it. But he said crowd play and crowd choice is too complicated to start by streamers and too complicated for users that are using brand accounts. Now, this is something that I hope they listen to going forward, because I
Yeah.
know with direct YouTube streaming or whatever, I've done 2 streams you can find on the channel. One of Doom Eternal, the other was yesterday on Destiny 2. It works easy. It's so easy to set up, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, you don't have the full suite of tools and stuff like that an OBS or Streamlabs or whatever you decide to use, external software. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I know they give you that option for that as well, but I'm saying certain things like that continue to add these features and stuff, and that'll be cool.
Yeah, but the thing is like I get where you're coming from because I have a brand account and I set it up and I still haven't been able to direct stream from there because it still goes to the other account that and I don't want to stream on that. But
Mhm.
but you know what all this says to me though
What's
is
that?
that there's so many different things. Oh wait the crowd choice and crowd play and all this stuff. They have a video that shows you how to set that up. So they put that out there this year too. But
Yeah.
the thing that it says to me is that with everything that with all of the features that they have, and even including the Explore tab, which is going to have a lot more social media type features on it, that's coming, probably next year sometime because they announced that way back, and that's still something that's being worked on. When they expanded the Explore tab to include videos and images and blog posts and stuff like that, there's going to be a lot more that's going to be added to that. And that's speaking to the greater point that I'm trying to make right now is that all of these features that they have in place right now are just, are just laying the groundwork. These things are going to be expanded on. They're going to be expanded on. And it just shows you how much room and how much leeway in overhead that they have that they have to grow in. It's gonna look. What do I always say, Storm?
This is the worst version of Stadia that we ever gonna see.
Exactly. Like if we want to just look back at it 2 years ago, right? Because today is the 2-year anniversary of the day I got to actually start playing on Stadia, right? And 2 days ago was the launch, right?
Yep.
If we look at the version of Stadia that we got on that day, which was the absolute worst version of it. Not saying it was bad. I'm just saying that this was the worst version we were ever going to play of that when it launched, right?
Yep.
And we look at that and then we compare that version to the version we have today, 2 years later. Dude, it's unrecognizable from that version.
Right.
Only thing that's similar is the fact that you launch the games and you play them on there. But everything else, feature set wise, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. Like we didn't have direct YouTube streaming on launch day. We didn't have crowd choice, crowd play, state share, Stream Connect. None of that stuff. Stream Connect came like the next month with the launch of Breakpoint. The Google Assistant thing with launching the games from it didn't come until like 9 days later. I mean, and then all the other features started rolling out in 2020. We still had to connect, if like we was playing on a PC, we had to connect through USB. That changed in what was that, March? That changed in March, or yeah, it was March of 2020 where we didn't have to do that anymore. And then what was that, in May of 2020? We didn't have to, use the USB to connect the phone anymore.
Right.
I mean, there were so many different things that launched over this time that from day one, if you go back to that version, you would hate it compared to the version we got now. So you got to give them their flowers, man.
You really do, man. All right, now's the fun part, right? Now I'm gonna highlight briefly highlight my library because we're gonna be talking about this right here, the G Soaked, the G Soaked, y'all, the greatest sale of all time. All right, in the cloud gaming for sure. Let me share this real quick, and I want y'all to see because I went on a purchasing strike, Rev, because I'm waiting on I need a certain performance and I need to know that performance is there. So I'm on purchasing strike right now. That could change after the holidays or during the
Man,
holidays. We'll see.
you
But
just want every single game.
I want every
You want
game at 60 FPS. There's no secret.
61 frames per second.
Or 120, man. So here's the deal. All right. But forget all that for now. These are some of the recent games I played on Stadia. Yes, I will keep playing my games on Stadia,
I
y'all.
gotta get into that control,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? You got Control Wave Tail. I played the indies as well. Blue Fire jumped back into phenomenal game, by the way. Check it out. Judgment, beautiful, one of the most beautiful games. It was one of the King of Ports. It was like maybe the first King of Ports on Stadia. I don't know. For me. All right,
I
Dirt
thought that
5
was
all the way live.
control.
That was recently free. No. This was like one of the first ones before Control, though. Division 2, I
Yeah,
was with MM2K on that one. So it's cool that they keep track of my recently played games. Saints Row, I tried. It's not for me. Assassin's
I like it.
Creed, Valhalla, Assassin's
Valhalla,
Krieg with a G at the end, because that's how my
dude.
nephew said it. Guilt and
Kids.
all this, man. Like, so it's good to jump back into these games. Second row, I was fighting the Great Eight, man. What you seeing? Great Ghost Recon just got an update.
Yes,
There's
sir.
reasons for people to play these games on Stadia, and I realize this, y'all. I realize it each and every day. Grind, I'm waiting on that 4K support. So many games, but anyway, that's not
Child
what
of
I'm
Light.
focusing on. Look at that, man. Cyberpunk, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, all that. FIFA 22, I paid for. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, right? But this is right here. This is what you want to look at. Forget my library. Forget Rev's vast library. I wish I could pull up Rev's achievements. I said I'm gonna do that one show before the end of the year. We're gonna pull up Rev's achievements and we're gonna compare it to mine, and we're gonna do that. But listen, you might be surprised. But here we go, y'all. The sales. Let me get right to it. Where's the sale? Right here. On sale. Boom. When you go to on sale on stadia.com, click on Steve. Oh man.
The
Now,
ridiculousness of
some of
this
these
is
games
just
I have in my library, but others I don't. DLC, everything is listed, right? I'm just gonna go through this as we, as we just showcase some of this, man, because this is a crazy sale. Now, we've seen big sales on other platforms, yes, we have, but this is Stadia, this is cloud gaming right here. All right. So all of these games are listed on sale. You cannot see the prices. I apologize, but some people normally have lists together where you can see the actual price. Because I've already purchased games like Borderlands 3, as you can see right here, for me, I could jump in there. We'll say what DLC is available, and if I haven't bought it, bong, it's there, right?
yes, sir.
So that's cool. That's really cool, right? It's a lot of DLC now. But I want to keep going down this list, and then we're gonna get ready to. We're gonna talk about one more thing, and then we'll wrap up for today, y'all.
Yeah.
But all these games right here on sale, man. Dead by Daylight. I'm ashamed of myself. I just have not gotten into it. I don't know why, man. So all right, all of that, Destiny 2, boom, 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 Doom, all of those games. Doom Eternal, one of my favorite games to play on Stadia. If you don't have it, what are you doing? $14.99? Even if you don't play it, you might want to just buy it. Support id Soft, man. They make some of the best games, id Software. All right. You got Dragon Ball games, Rev like those. F1 22, 2020 and all that. Now 2021, hey, I wish it was here, but it's not. Family Feud, Rev tried that out. All these games here, y'all. The
I
list
haven't
just
tried
go.
out Family Feud.
Oh, you haven't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay, because I know you wanted
No.
Monopoly and all that stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So, man, as y'all can see, that list is long, man. A lot of
Yeah.
games, Madden 22, a lot of games on sale. Avengers $15.99 US, man.
I mean,
Wow,
seriously.
Outriders, not less than $20. And they just recently released a patch for it.
Yeah, for the with the crossplay and all of that stuff.
Yeah, man. I had it, refunded that bad boy. I might have to cop it back again. I don't know. We'll see what that performance is like again. But check it out. Rev, if you don't have anything to add, bro, I want to go ahead and get us up out of here in a minute.
Yeah,
So
it's
let's
just a
jump back.
ridiculous sale. That's pretty much all I got.
It's ridiculous. That's all, man. Y'all get the point. All right. Now, then, like real quick, Rev, if you could share your thoughts now. We just gave a recap of everything Stadia pretty much in 2 years, but your closing thought when it comes to Stadia and what you would like to see them do going forward. Anything?
Well, like my closing thought on 2 years is like I've just been happy to see how it's grown and progressed over the last 24 months, right? And I want to see that fully realized version of Stadia, like I said before. So, I'm patient. I can wait. I don't. It's not something I definitely need it by a certain time, but I would like to see it come next year. you know,
Mm-hmm.
that version of, like I said, because it's been a couple of years and they, haven't added a couple of those things, like I said, with the fully realized Google Assistant and the fixing the direct stream and all this stuff, and something else I was thinking I can't think of right now, but I like to see a lot of those things happen. I just want to see that fully realized. Oh yeah, the YouTube thing, and I want to see more progress in the outreach, and I want to see the Explore tab fully realized with the social media, with the social features and stuff like that, like being able to like posts, share them and stuff like that. I want to see that from whoever posted, not just us.
Right.
So that's my closing thought. What you got?
And for me, man, it's just, catering to the people. It's not just the tech thing is going to happen when it happens. You 9 to 5 Google. I know some people had concerns about their thoughts on Stadia in 2 years and all that stuff. But one thing that did resonate with me that the guy said, I was watching the video on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and he basically touched on the fact that, hey, it's going to cost money to do this. Is like, so basically what he was saying, I'm paraphrasing, is that, hey, you got to get the user base before Stadia decides to go ahead and do this investment for the hardware and the infrastructure and all that. Now, I don't agree with that 100% because
Mm-hmm.
they're making changes already on the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
side and things like that. And Stadia has already said that they could upgrade at any given time. They built the platform to scale and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about that too much, but the thing is just when it happens is when I'm going to get super excited. That's all. But
Yep.
so if they could just give me that and keep on bringing the steady flow of games, which we know are going to come, we know the games are going to come. It's just a matter of when for a lot of people. So, hey, if you got to take that break, come back, do what you got to do, y'all. Just don't stress about it because I'm not stressing about it. I'm playing where the performance is for right now, but that's it. Bang.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it, Red. So we've been shouting out the chat. I did have that, but we ran out of time so quickly, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Closing remarks is happening. So look, until next time, let's see. Let's go back up here one more time. Make sure we didn't miss anything. Might be eyeing up 9 to 5. Okay, 9 to 5 gang had no insight, just a feeling. Well, we'll see, man. I mean, interesting point because some people feel like they might need to look at purchasing studios and stuff, and maybe they will. We got to remember that John Justice, not John Just. Wait a minute, not John Justice, but who the hell
So
am I?
Jack Buser.
Jack Buser, man, went over to Google Cloud and all that stuff, and so we should see some fruits come out of that whole move
Mm-hmm.
too. So, Rev, I don't know if we have anything else, man, but do you have anything else to talk about right now before we get out of here?
Nope. I'm good. It's been, again, shouts out to the Stadia community. Shouts out to Stadia for making it to the 2 year mark. We know you had many death dates, but still alive and chugging. It's the cloud gaming platform that could. That's what I like to call it. So, shouts out to you for making it this far, and shouts out to everybody for sticking around. Sean L's in the building.
In the building, man.
In the
Cloud
building.
Validations in the building, man. Soul Home Studio stopped through, y'all. Cherry Man Gaming was up in here. Chris was in the house, all right?
In the business.
We
In the
had, I
building.
can't see. My bro is in the building, man. We had Aminor up in here doing what he does best. But
Yep.
he's always cool to hang out with me. I don't have no problems with it. He's a gamer like me. KBJ was in the
A
place,
B.
y'all. Project Kill Gaming in the house.
Yes,
We had,
sir.
and now your mama knows was up in the place. We
Mm-hmm.
had also Winstar, aka Kenry V. All
Yep. Yep.
right. We also had Rev. Vic Del Mastro was in the house, man. Jinx 718.
Yes.
Ray Sherrod.
Ray.
Hopefully I'm not missing any. I know we got some more people. Jay Smith was up
MM.
there. Stadia Pro. didn't stop through.
Yeah, you did.
Joe McFlow. Let me see. I didn't even see my bro MM2K, man. That's crazy.
I think he was there.
Bulls for Life.
But
All
greatest
right.
name ever.
Christopher Torres was up in here, y'all.
Up in the building.
Captain Morgan is in the building. Captain C. Morgan. I like that. It always reminds me of Captain Morgan, the drink,
Mm-hmm.
Randy B was up in here. And if I
Yes,
miss
sir.
anybody, that's because I don't have my bifocals on. You know what I mean?
I could have sworn MM was there.
I ain't seen no MM2K today, bro. I might have
I
missed
know he
it.
shouted out.
Let's see.
I'm scrolling back through.
Hey, me too. I just want to make sure we catch everybody before we close the doors.
Oh,
I think
because I think he's there. Randy B.
Ron Slusher was up in here. All
Sean.
right. Stadia Revolution, Project Storm, and the Streamlabs bot was in the house. I don't know. MM2K, man, we appreciate it. Check out all of us, y'all. You can find me right here on YouTube.
Did you get Stadia Pro Gaming?
Yeah, I got Stadia Pro. You can find me on YouTube, though, y'all. You can also find me on Twitter at the Nephophiliac. That's someone who loves clouds. Do find me there. Rev, where can they find you, man?
You can always find me on Twitter at SFounder2019 and also here at Stadia Revolution. Make sure you guys go and do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop my link in the chat, and go and show me some love because we'll be on my channel next week.
Both of these actually cloud validation, both of them, 2022 and 3.
Yeah. And
all right.
So I'm about to drop that now. So we'll be on my channel next time. So make sure you guys are subscribed there. Just drop the link. And that's where you can find me. It's all good. We're both on that road to 1K. So, hit us up. Make sure you guys are supporting what we're doing because we try to bring you the most real conversation that we can. And this is all our opinions and how we feel about things. And we appreciate each and every time you guys come out.
That's right. And I think I would be remiss to not put this up one more time. You know what I mean? Because stay tuned to this site, y'all, pntsnetwork.com. You got to check it out because big things are going to be happening. And we do keep it updated and everything, man. Hey, MM2K went through a lot of work. We had to do some tweaks and stuff, and we had meetings and everything to get this thing up, man. So I'm proud of what the finished product is and all that. But check us out, y'all. As you see, all the content creators that are contributing or journalists or anything, man. We're going to be talking more about this going into the end of the year and the new year about how you too can be a part of the network, y'all. It's real cool. Real cool. All right. Until next time, we out of here, y'all. 3 things I need y'all to do is keep it safe, keep it positive, keep it gaming. Rev. The setup was dope, by the way. I need some lights over your left shoulder, Rev. I need some lights over your left shoulder back there with the NWA and all that back there, Rev. Dopeness. Dopeness in the bottom.
Sir.
All right. All right. We out for real now, y'all. Peace.
Later.